Welcome back to Rebel Stadium. The rain has stopped, and the skies above us are clear. Still looks pretty dark and pretty wet over to the east of us, but right now there's no rain coming down. It's because the field's going to be wet, but it is dry in Rebel Stadium. We're happy to report that to you right now. The Rebels are on the field of West Monroe anyway, and the Rebels of Lee High School in Midland, Texas will come onto the field in just a moment. Let's try to go down on the field and go to Bill Nars once again as we prepare to get this game underway. And here's Bill and his keys to the game.
Well, Frank and Jim, a little chess match going on here, and the coaching staff at West Monroe not very happy. Midland Lee has not come onto the football field. They sent word that we need to get this game underway while the rains had stopped. They still have not come out of the dressing room, and of course the football chomping at the bit to get this game underway. But let's talk about the keys to the game. And there's something, as you well know, about the mystique of Rebel Stadium. We're going to have to find something else, I think, other than the running game to beat this West Monroe football team. For West Monroe, I think they're going to have to come out and sustain a drive, run the football, something that they haven't done maybe the first 3 games that they wanted to do, but I think they're going to do it tonight. But as Jim said, don't be surprised if Coach Howes drops back and throws it on the first play. But that's the keys of the game. I think that West Monroe will have to take this running game, take this game to Midland Lee, show them that there's something about playing West Monroe High School at West Monroe Stadium, and that these Rebels, tonight at least, are superior than the Rebels from
the toss of the coin. The Rebels in the navy blue uniforms. The kids like it. The fans like it as well. The favorite uniform probably of this football team, and they're all navy blue tonight. Helmets, jerseys, and pants. And the visiting Midland Lee Rebels are all white uniforms. White pants, white helmets, and white jerseys with a maroon trim. Jim, the Rebels of West Monroe have won the toss of the coin. They're going to defer. That means we'll go on defense first. We'll see Midland on offense.
And they're going to give the ball to Cedric Benson and see just how good that young man is. As we talked about it, 3,500 yards rushing. Last year he has almost 300 in 2 games this year, but in very limited action.
So Midland heads back around their head coach, John Parchman. Incidentally, Parchman is his 6th year as the head coach there, and his record, much like Shaw's record at West Monroe, is one to be envious of. 58 wins against only 8 losses and 1 tie during his 6-year career. They were the national champions last year. They were the state champions in 1998. He's been coach of the year 4 times in the 5 years he's been there, and he was the national coach of the year last year.
And they've been to the playoffs 16 of the last 17 years.
Right now we are about to have the West Monroe ROTC head toward the center of the field. The color guard representing the Air Force ROTC here at West Monroe High School. They'll be presenting the colors. The crowd's on its feet. And Jim, I tell you what, the weather's been coming down pretty hard. The rain's been coming down, but I don't see many vacant seats now, do you?
And of course, it's not raining now, and there is a crowd here, and they're lined up on the track. People that do not have places to sit are here in droves. The band has not made it yet. I think they're going to wait and see if the weather gets a little bit better. So I think we might have the national anthem played over the loudspeaker tonight.
I think we're going to have the West Monroe Rebel Band on CD with the national anthem in just a few moments. And maybe the band will come on out later. Of course, you got some expensive instruments. Right now, the moment of silence at Rebel Stadium.
On earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen.
Lots of folks on hand for this football game. The West Monroe High School Air Force ROTC Color Guard presenting the colors, and the playing of our national anthem by the West Monroe High School Marching Band by CD tonight. And maybe the band will be with us later, not sure. But as I said, a lot of expensive instruments that they can't bring out in the hard rain we had earlier. The Rebels won the toss of the coin. Jim, as they always do when they win the toss of the coin, they defer to the second half.
And sometimes when they defer in the first half, they defer in the second half as well, as they did against John Curtis. And we listened at the Rebel Club to Don Chowes, and he said if things are going well at the beginning of the second half, he might do the same. Coach Arliss didn't like that too much, but that's what he said.
Midland has dropped back Jernan Lee as one of the deep guys, and the other guy back there is going to be number 9, I believe. We'll have to go to the roster to identify him as West Monroe's Lee Deal. Ashley Jackson's the other deep guy. Lee Deal's going to tee it up. He'll tee it up at the East 40 to kick off for the Rebels.
Lee Deal, by the way, had a great game last week. Made 6 of 6 extra points and had several booming kickoffs. In fact, he seemed like he kicked off the entire first half. He kicked 2 into the end zone, which were unreturnable. By the way, Lee is the grandson of Nick Hamilton, a good friend of mine and lawyer in Oak Grove, Louisiana.
West Carroll Parish. Okay, here are the Rebels to kick it off. The Rebels of West Monroe. Probably when I say Rebels tonight, I'll be preferring to the West Monroe Rebels rather than our visiting Rebels from Midland Lee. We'll try to keep that straight for you as Lee Deal prepares to approach this football. And this football game we've all been waiting for is underway as Deal gets his foot into it. Nice sailing kickoff taken by Lee on the 10. He'll return to the 15. He is out to about the 19-yard line and goes down there. Rebels with great coverage on the kickoff team, upending Lee and knocking him down about the 18-yard line, led by the freshman Luke Sanders on the hit. And he had help from his friends, including Dusty Bastian and others. And Midland Lee will take the football. We'll call it the 19-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go at their own 19.
Frank, by the way, Luke, of course, is wearing his uncle, Ricky Sanders' jersey, number 38, the one that Ricky wore and made famous at West Monroe. And Ricky is here tonight at about the 25-yard line.
Ricky's here, glad to see it. So one back, and that will be the touted Cedric Benson. That here, they fumble on the snap, scramble for the football, 17-yard line. Whose ball? Rebels have it. Rebels play it. Yeah, Rebels recover the ball. West Monroe has the football at the 17-yard line as Mims Boyce, Jim, is on that ball. They fumble the snap. Nick Hand lost the handle. Mims Boyce is on it, and a huge break for the Rebels. A first down for West Monroe at the Midland Lee 17-yard line.
And as we mentioned, it is awfully wet on the football field, and we'll probably see the football hit the ground an awful lot tonight.
So the Rebels with quarterback Mitch Tucker out there. The center is Chris Bowery. The guards are Rundell Hill and Hank Hamilton. The tackles Andrew Whitworth and William Gregory. Britton Barnes will be the tight end. They'll line up with one wide out to the right side. That will be Barfield. I backfield, and in the backfield, give it to Banks inside, and he blasts his way in out to the 15-yard line. A couple of yards and heavy traffic on the first play of the game. Mark Banks got the handoff. Fred Thread, a 305-pound tackle, knocked him down from Midland. Place it on the 15-yard line, a gain of 2 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 8 yards to go for West Monroe.
And, Frank, they've got Andrew Whitworth, 300 pounds, and Rundell Hill on the same side. They tried to run behind that 600 pounds of lineman that time.
Again, the I run the option, pitch it to J.J. Johnson outside of the 15, the 10, the 5, touchdown, Rebels! J.J. Johnson scores on the second play of the game. He scores from 15 yards out, and Jim, nobody laid a hand on him as the Rebels ran the option to the left side. Quarterback Mitch Tucker beautifully pitching to J.J., and the Rebels take the lead.
I think Midland Lee thought West Monroe would be a little bit conservative and start running the ball up the middle. They faked inside to Banks. Mitch Tucker, great job of executing the option. A perfect pitch to Taylor for the touchdown.
Let's check in quickly with Bill Norris.
The execution is perfect, and I'm sure Midland Lee finds himself in unfamiliar territory right off the bat, just 44 seconds into this football game.
Lee Deal comes on for the extra point now, out of the hold of Adam Barfield. The snap, they lost the placement, picked up by Barfield. He'll run the ball to the left side, and he is going down to the 5-yard line, so the conversion is no good. The wet football, they couldn't handle it on the snap, but yet, in the first minute of the game, the Rebels have scored from 15 yards out after recovering a Midland Lee fumble and lead it 6-0. We'll be back. This is West Monroe football. You missed the kickoff. You've missed the first score. The Rebels of West Monroe lead 6-0. The kickoff taken by Lee. He fumbles the ball back at the 5, goes back and picks it up at the 2. He'll return to the 5. He'll be hit and dropped at the 6-yard line. Rebels all over him, led by Matt Hendry. And a great tackle by the Rebels as Midland Lee's return man, Jannard Lee, had trouble getting the handle on the ball. He finally picked it up, and let's see where they're going to put it down. They're going to put it down around the 5-yard line, Jim. In fact, maybe even inside the 5, right on the 5, a little over across the 5. Let's call it the 6-yard line.
Pretty good decision, as we mentioned during the break, by Coach Childs to defer and force Midland Lee to go on offense first. That decision paid off, and I apologize to J.J. Johnson, who scored the touchdown. I referred to him as Demario Taylor. Sorry, J.J.
Rebels of Midland Lee. First down and 10 from their own 6-yard line. The highly touted running back Cedric Benson in the backfield, and he will get a handoff. A fake by the quarterback. He keeps it in trouble and losing yardage back around the 1-yard line. He bootlegged to the left side. Rebels were after him, and Ricky Gio knocked him down, Jim. A big loss on the play. Back near the goal line. That ball is going to be back to around the 1-yard line.
Also, Glentrell Ware back there. You're right, the quarterback, Frank, just barely got out of the end zone. West Monroe had an opportunity there to get a safety.
So West Monroe off to a great start in this football game. It's second down, about 14 yards to go. That's second and 15 yards to go.
Andrew Whitworth coming into the ball game for West Monroe.
High backfield this time for Midland from about their own 1-yard line. Second down play. Benson gets it running the left side, drives out to about the 5, 6-yard line. He got the previous loss back, but that's about all. Picks up 5 yards. So Benson on his first carry, a sweep to the left side, is knocked down by J.R. Hayden. He gains about 5 yards on the play out near the 6. It'll be third down. We'll call it 10 yards to go now for Midland Lee.
Frank, you get a feel of just how good Benson is. It appeared as though he had absolutely no room to run, and yet he still picked up almost 5 yards on the play.
Nick Hand, 5'8", 160-pound junior quarterback for the Rebels of Midland Lee. Bring him up. Fullback is Jacoby Kendrick. Benson will be the tailback from around the 6-yard line. Benson a fake by Hand. He's going to keep himself to the 10-yard line. Goes to the 15 and finally knocked down the 20. And a first down run by quarterback Nick Hand. Faked it to Benson that time and came to the right side. Found some running room. And advances the ball out to the Midland Lee 20-yard line where Mims Boyce knocked him down. First down and 10 Midland as they register their first down of the game with 2 minutes, 20 seconds into the game, and West Monroe leading it 6-0. Ron Macbeth is also there helping on the tackle for West Monroe.
And a good job by the quarterback. He had a man open on the play. I thought he was going to throw the football, but a great decision, Frank, not to throw it and risk the ball not being caught in these conditions. He took the safe route and just picked up the first down on his own because everybody went with Benson.
Again, the eye backfield behind quarterback Nick Hand from the 20. Pitch to Benson. He'll sweep to the left side and be hit and dropped to the 20-yard line. He is hit for no gain. Might have lost a yard on the play as he took the toss sweep, ran left, and Mims Boyce lowered the boom on him. And also the other linebacker, Jim, Glentrell Ware, was there. They'll put the ball down very near the 20-yard line. Call it no gain. Second down and 10 yards to go for Midland Lee.
And big number 90, J.R. Hayden, was off the bottom of that pile, too. He's going to try and create havoc along that defensive line all night long.
So the clock running in the first quarter of this football game as West Monroe has jumped out to a 6-0 lead on J.J. Johnson's 15-yard run after the Rebels recovered a fumble in the opening series by Midland Lee. Here's Hand faking and rolling left to throw. He sets and fires. The pass is almost intercepted. It is incomplete across the way as Jared Frost made a great play, cutting in front of the football and knocked it down and incomplete. Jacoby Kendrick, the fullback out of the backfield, was the intended receiver. So with that incomplete pass, Midland Lee has third down and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
And Frank, we thought we would get to see Cedric Benson left, Cedric Benson right, Cedric Benson up the middle, and right now, I think they anticipate that West Monroe would be looking for Benson, and they've tried to do a few things faking the ball to Benson.
This time the fullback sets off to the right side. Jacoby Kendrick. Benson deep in the backfield on third down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Hand is going to fake, give it off to Benson across the 25, goes to the 30, 35, 40. He may go all the way to the 50. He's at the Rebel 40. He's at the 35, 30. He's going all the way. He's at the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and Benson scores for Midland Lee. It's an 80-yard touchdown run, and that's what we've heard about this guy, and he just did it, quieting the crowd with 8:24 to play in the first quarter. Cedric Benson has tied this football game with the extra point coming for Midland Lee.
And Frank, he certainly did quiet this crowd. He broke a tackle from Glentrell Ware, one at the line of scrimmage, and then one tackle about 10 yards down the field by Glentrell Ware, and then no one else had a chance to get him.
It was a 94-yard drive. Of course, the 80-yard touchdown run by Cedric Benson did it, and now Fletcher Pendergrass will come on to try to add the extra point and will try to give Midland Lee the lead out of the hold of Nick Hand. Actually, Michael Wynn, number 7, is going to kick this extra point rather than Pendergrass. So Wynn will try it. There's the snap, the placement, the kick is up, the kick is no good, and will remain tied. He slipped on the wet turf. With 8:24 left in the first quarter, we'll be back. We're tied at 6. This is West Monroe football. Back at Rebel Stadium, we're tied at 6. Let's send it to the field and check in with Bill.
Guys, when the West Monroe Rebels scored their touchdown, I thought it was a great job by Coach Childs. He talked about stacking Whitworth and Rundell Hill on the one side. They went back to the weak side on the option, and of course Midland Lee struck back with their power in running their all-star halfback, and he showed his speed and his ability to break away the tackles. But this is going to be a war, 6-6, and we just got underway.
Both teams have struck early as Wynn prepares to kick it off now for Midland Lee. Michael Wynn will kick it off. The Rebels have DeMario Taylor deep along with J.J. Johnson. And DeMario is going to try to run it down. It goes out of bounds across the way. So they'll throw the flag. The Rebels will get that football as the kickoff goes out of bounds. So we'll see the Rebel offense go to work. Only the second time in the game tonight, Jim. And, of course, the first time they got the ball, they got it on the Midland Lee 17-yard line. Took only 2 plays to score. J.J. scoring from 15 yards out. That only took 44 seconds into the game. But right now, with 8:24 to play, we're all knotted at 6.
And, Frank, a couple of things about that offensive drive for Midland Lee. First, that's the first score given up by the West Monroe defense in the first half of play. And also, DJ Holloway was closing ground on Benson, and he almost tackled him before he got in the end zone.
Rebels go from the 35, and the Tucker keeps off the option, goes back the other way, and is knocked down at the 39. He got 4 yards on the play. Tucker came out of there on the option, coming down the line on the left side, then just cut it back into the center of the field that time, and was knocked down at the 39-yard line by safety man Paul Gonzalez for Midland Lee. So the Rebels will have second down and 6 from their own 39-yard line.
Just great pursuit. I guess a little bit over pursuit that time by the defense, and that allowed Tucker to cut it back for good yardage.
Tight ends left and right for the Rebels. One wide out Barfield. And they fumble the snap. Tucker picks it up and falls on it, and he loses yardage back at the 34-yard line. They lost about 5 yards on the fumble as Tucker just didn't handle the snap from center Chris Bowery that time. The ball is wet. Paul Gonzalez was bearing down on him, and really Mitch did a good job getting on that ball and not losing it to Midland Lee. So the Rebels lose now back to the 34-yard line, their own 34, and will have third down and 11 yards to go.
And Frank Mitch has a little towel that he tucks into his pants, but the towel was so wet it didn't do him any good. He was lucky. He didn't try to fall on the ball. He tried to pick it up, and he was lucky he didn't fumble it again.
High backfield and 3 wide receivers this time, and Tucker fakes back to throw. He fires upfield. The pass incomplete across the middle, intended for Chase Bostic, but J.R. Brown, a linebacker, backing off in the coverage, got a hand on the ball. The Rebels throw incomplete, and it's 4th down 11, and West Monroe is going to have to punt it away. It'll be the first punt of the game with 7:15 remaining in the first quarter, and the score tied at 6.
And Frank, this will be the first punt. I think maybe the first punt of the year for Mims Boyce. I'm not sure if he actually punted in the John Curtis game. He hasn't played since John Curtis, so he hasn't done this in a couple of weeks. Let's see how well he does.
So Mims Boyce awaits the pass from center. Pete Bryant will be the deep man now for Midland Lee. He stands back around his own 35-yard line to await the punt. There's a snap from Peterson. The kick is away, and it's away by Mims Boyce. Hit it nicely. High, lazy punt. Bounce at the Midland Lee 45. Goes inside the 40. It'll be dead at the 38-yard line of the Rebels of Midland Lee. So Midland will take the football for the second time tonight, the third time tonight. The first time they had it, they fumbled. The second time, they scored in an 80-yard run by the touted running back Cedric Benson. This will be their third possession as Mims just punted the ball for 28 yards. And Lee will take it at their own 38. First down and 10 yards to go with the score tied at 6.
And Frank, Mims Boyce did a great job just getting off that punt. He had heavy pressure coming from the left side, and he was just barely able to get that punt off.
Whitworth again is in on defense for the Rebels as Nick Ham, the junior quarterback for Midland Lee, brings his team up. The fullback, Jacoby Kendrick. Cedric Benson is the tailback. They go from their own 38-yard line. Wingman goes in motion. They jump. The big tight end we talked about, big number 87, Eric Winston, came across too quickly that time. That'll cost the Rebels of Midland Lee 5 yards, move it back beyond the 35 to the 33-yard line, and it'll be first down and 15 yards to go for the visitors.
And he's a pretty big tight end. He looks to be more in the 6'6" range than the 6'3", 6'4" listed in the information we received from Midland Lee. Well, the information came from Midland Lee.
Midland Lee from their own 33. First down and 15 yards to go. Hand has Cedric Benson behind him back there. He's going to give it off to Benson running the left side. He's hit and dropped. He's hit hard and dropped to the 35-yard line. Lucas Jackson, the linebacker, knocked him down with a good tackle by Lucas. Benson gets 2 yards on that play out to the Midland Lee 35-yard line. It'll be second down and 13 yards to go now for the visiting Rebels of Lee High School.
Really, but for that 80-yard run, they've kind of bottled up Cedric Benson, but that's what makes a great running back. He doesn't pick up much yardage on 1 or 2 carries, but then the 3rd or 4th or 5th carry, he busted for the big one.
6.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. They go quickly with a quick snap. Pitch to Benson, sweeping left. He is knocked down at about the 37-yard line. Only 2 again as Lucas Jackson again is there along with Mims Boyce, the linebacking duo. And they cracked him down roughly at the 37-yard line of Midland Lee. It'll be third down, 11 yards to go now for the Midland Lee Rebels.
And Frank, I think it's important for the West Monroe defense to come up with a stop here and try to stop the Midland Lee Rebels and get this football back and gain some a little confidence and some of the momentum back that they had at the start of this football game.
Once again, big Andrew Whitworth trots on defensively up in that defensive line. Now Jacoby Kendrick, the fullback, Cedric Benson, the eye at tailback. Here's Nick Hand, the quarterback, 3rd and 11. He will throw over the middle. The ball is intercepted. Rebels have to the 40, down to the 35 is Lucas Jackson. Reaching up to make the interception is Jackson. The Rebels with a second turnover of the game. First down, West Monroe, the 35-yard line of Midland.
Frank, the quarterback threw that ball, and Lucas Jackson was about 3 or 4 yards in front of him. I don't know how he made that catch. As we watched the replay, he threw it just right into him. Unbelievable that Lucas was able to hold on to the football.
So the Rebels another golden opportunity with a first down and 10 yards to go at the 35-yard line of Midland. Here's Mitch Tucker and company. J.J. Johnson, the tailback. Mark Banks, the fullback. Wide to the left side of the football field is Miller McVeigh. Barfield goes right. And the Rebels jump. They leaned a little bit there on the left side. It's going to cost them 5 yards.
That was William Gregory. Just as you mentioned, leaned a little bit forward too soon. And that will hurt the Rebels because they have great field position. And that will move them back 5 yards.
5 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The score is tied at 6. And the Rebels of West Monroe have first down and 15 at the Midland Rebel 40-yard line. Same formation, wide receivers to each side. I backfield, and here's a give to the fullback. Banks is straight ahead, and he bangs it down to about the 36-yard line. Goes for 4. It'll be stopped there. Boy, that was some quick action by Banks that time as he hit it quickly, but a good job defensively by Midland Lee as they stop him right along the 36, led by the middle linebacker, Mark Gonzalez, and the 305-pound tackle, Fred Thread. He's a good one. And it's second down 11 for the Rebels now at the Midland 36-yard line.
And had Mark been able to break the tackle, he had some room to run.
Mitch Tucker with the same formation takes the ball, runs the option, pitches to J.J. at the 35, down to the 31-yard line goes J.J. Johnson. Got 5 yards that time, taking the pitch off the option. As they took it down the line on the left side, Paul Gonzalez, the safety man, made the tackle. J.J. had one guy to beat who had some more room to run, but he knocked him down at the 31, where the Rebels now will have third down and about 6 yards to go.
And, of course, with the field and the condition it is from all the rain, J.J. not able to use the moves that you normally see on a clean, dry field.
Barfield goes right. To the left side is McVeigh. Tied in on the right side. The quarterback, Mitch Tucker, runs the option, fakes and keeps it himself, and he spins inside the 30, drives it to the 27, and he stopped there. He's 2 yards shy of the first down as Fred Thread again makes the tackle for Midland Lee. The Rebels are going to have fourth down and a yard or yard and a half to 2 yards needed for the first down, depending on the spot of the football. As they unwind, they're going to put it around the 27, call it 2 yards needed for the first down. It's fourth down for the Rebels there at the Midland Lee 27.
And Frank, that penalty against West Monroe looming large now as Midland Lee sends in their big tight end to play defense. Eric Winston is now along that defensive line, trying to shore up the defensive line.
McVay and Barfield are wide to the right side this time. A slot I formation. Rebels need 2 yards for the first down, and here's a give to J.J. inside. He breaks a tackle, goes to the 25. He's down to the 20, the 18-yard line, and a first down run by J.J. Johnson. Running over tacklers that time. Tim Norman finally wrestled it down. First down, West Monroe at the 18-yard line of Lee.
And Frank, that's just power of football. A delayed handoff to J.J. Johnson. They brought Rundell Hill and William Gregory. And I tell you what, William Gregory made up for that offsides as he had the key block that sprung J.J. for the first down.
Great job by the 196-pound senior tackle, William Gregory. Rebels first down, the 18-yard line. Again, out on the option. Banks has it, fumbles it, scramble for the ball, the 16-yard line. Whose ball? Waiting to see. Never got the handoff that time, and it appears Midland Lee recovers they have. Fred Thread is on the football. The Rebels running straight ahead off the option, gave it to Mark Banks, the fullback. I don't think he really ever got the handle on the handoff, Jim. And Midland Lee has taken over as the Rebels turn it back over, stopping this drive at the 17-yard line of Midland Lee.
And Bill, it didn't appear that Mark had the handle on the football from the beginning.
Midland Lee first down, his own 17-yard line. Hand's going to take the ball and fake to Benson and roll to the left side and look for running room and go down. He'll lose yardage, knocked down back around the 16. Ricky Gio got to him and knocked him down. It might have gotten it back around the 17-yard line. Let's see where they place it down. Call it the 17-yard line. Second down, about 9 yards to go now for Midland Lee. Again, Hand faking to Benson, using him as the decoy, and keeping it on the little bootleg the other way.
But with the exception of that third down run for a first down, when they've used Benson as a decoy, they haven't been that successful. Midland Lee, that is, as West Monroe defense has been honest, played honest, and they stayed at home. Good job by Gio there.
Second down, 9 yards to go for Midland Lee. Benson has it inside, looks for running room. He is hit hard and stopped at about the 20-yard line. Short gain inside. J.R. Hayden and others making the hit on the hard-running Cedric Benson. And they knock him down at the 20. Jared Frost is also off the bottom of that pile. And Midland Lee at their own 20-yard line will find themselves now with third down, and they need about 7 yards for the first down. Rebels doing a good job defending Cedric Benson and the Midland Lee Rebels.
Well, except for that 80-yard run, you're right. They really bottled him up, Frank. The last time they had third and long, they tried to throw it, and Lucas Jackson came up with the interception.
Power I backfield on third down and 7. Hand's going to run an option. Now he pitches out to Benson, in trouble and hit and losing yardage in the play. Back of the 16, Ricky Gio and others are there for the Rebels. Hand kind of strung him out there with a pitch out, and Benson was kind of left waiting with the Rebels defenders all over him. It's fourth down, and we're going to see Midland Lee punt the football for the first time tonight as Michael Wynn will go back in punt formation.
Frank, they're going to attempt to punt it. Now watch the Rebels. They're liable to come after the kicker here. Give a lot of credit to J.R. Hayden. He's the one that knifed through, hit the quarterback, and caused the quarterback with that to throw that errant pitch.
J.J. Johnson, the deep man for West Monroe, standing back near the goal line. It'll be Michael Wynn to receive the snap from Jared Dangerfield. So kicking from deep in their own territory, the visiting Midland Lee Rebels. A high snap. He didn't control it over his head in the end zone. Out of the end zone, it's a safety. It's a safety. The snap went over the head of Michael Wynn. He couldn't get it. The ball bounded out of the back line of the end zone, and West Monroe gets 2 points and takes an 8-6 lead.
I told you he was going to try to punt it. I tell you, these conditions, the rain that we had makes the ball awful slippery, and the conditions really treacherous.
Okay, we'll be back. The Rebels of West Monroe lead at 8-6. This is West Monroe football. What a football player. Here's Michael Wynn's kickoff now for Midland Lee. Hits it nicely. The Rebels take it. They kick from the 20, of course, on the safety. Back to the 25, 30, 35. DeMario Taylor to the 40. He's at the 45 and down finally the 46-yard line. After the safety, you free kick, and you kick from the 20 rather than out on the 40-yard line. And a good return by Taylor back to the Rebel 46-yard line where Mark Gonzalez made the tackle, and West Monroe takes it there, their own 46. First down and 10 with 1:12 remaining in the first quarter and leading it 8-6.
27. 26-yard return that time by DeMario Taylor. Tim Norman for Midland Lee. Lucky he didn't get a penalty call because he hit Mark Banks well after the play was over.
Mitch Tucker and company from the 46. McVay is left. Run the option. Back to throw. Tucker is McVay on the run. He cannot get to the football. The pass is incomplete. Faking was Mitch Tucker. Quick drop, and he tried to hit McVay flying down the sideline, Jim, and he was well behind the defender, Tim Norman. The pass just a little too long that time from Mitch, or the Rebels would have had another 6.
Frank, it was a great call. They had 2 men out there on Miller McVay. They sent the safety in to either rush the quarterback or provide for the run, and McVay just simply ran by the cornerback.
Michael Turner's in the game at wideout this time. Mario Taylor's back there at tailback. Banks the fullback, and Taylor gets it inside. No, it's JJ, I believe, and he's hit and stopped at the 45. He lost a yard on the play. Ran right into a wall of defenders, led by Fred Threat, that big defensive tackle. And West Monroe will have 3rd down and 11 yards to go. Was that? Well, that was J.J. Johnson.
That was J.J.
It was J.J.
And Fred Threat, he's a wall all by himself. At 6'2", 305. He doesn't need anybody else to help him be a wall. And you're right, J.J. didn't go anywhere once he hit him.
3rd down, 11 yards to go for West Monroe now. Leading at 8-6. The last minute of play in the first quarter of this game. Banks the only running back, and the Rebels have 2 wide receivers to each side of the football field. Tucker, 3rd and 11, dropping back, looking, throwing over the middle. It is intercepted back at the 30-yard line. And back to the 35, knocked down to the 38-yard line. The interception and return is by Ashley Jackson for Midland Lee. Actually, Turner got his hands on the ball. It deflected off his hands, Jim, and into the hands of the defensive back, Jackson, who returns it to the Midland Lee 38-yard line, where they'll take it 1st down and 10.
The ball was a little bit high for Michael Turner, and because he tipped the ball, that allowed number 8 for Midland Lee, Ashley Jackson, time to get under the ball and make the interception. And I think Mitch Tucker, you know, the ball, anytime you have a wet field, the ball gets a little wet, it gets a little heavy, and he obviously doesn't look nearly as sharp throwing the football in these conditions as he did last week.
Midland Lee, 1st down, his own 38-yard line. High backfield behind quarterback Nick Hand. He'll take the ball and give it to Benson. He'll run it straight ahead and get a yard. That's all. Stopped at the 39-yard line by Lucas Jackson and others for West Monroe. As that time Benson took it right up the gut. J.R. Hayden is also there having a big game. It's a gain of a yard. 2nd down and 9 yards to go for Midland Lee.
And Frank, Cedric Benson now has 8 carries for 87 yards, but you've got to remember 84 of those came on one play as the first quarter comes to an end.
It does. We'll be back. West Monroe leads at 8-6. This is back to play. Back to play at Rebel Stadium. 2nd and 9 for Midland Lee. Hand rolling right to throw. Going to run. He is nailed to the 38-yard line by Lucas Jackson. He almost took his head off, Jim. What a hit by linebacker Lucas Jackson.
Oh, man. And J.R. Hayden getting up a little bit slow on that play. I'm not sure what happened to him, but I tell you what, that was a major league hit by Lucas Jackson.
One who should get up slowly is Nick Hand, who took the hit from Jackson, but he jumps up and heads back into the huddle, the quarterback for Midland Lee. They lost a little yardage in the play. They're back to their own 38-yard line now and have 3rd down and 10 yards to go as we begin the 2nd quarter of play from West Monroe Rebel Stadium.
Another 3rd down and long, Frank, for Midland Lee.
High backfield with a 1 wide receiver to the right side. Quarterback Hand's going to hand it off. No, he's back to throw. He's setting up a screen, fires it out here to the tight end. He drops the football. An incomplete pass intended for Eric Woodson. Mims Boyce was applying some good pressure that time. It's going to be 4th down and 10. And once again, Midland Lee will have to punt it away. Jim, they've only had 1 play offensively. That was the long 80-yard touchdown run by Benson, of course. Except for that, the Rebels have kept them completely bottled up.
They certainly have. And the last time Midland Lee attempted to punt, West Monroe scored 2 points on the safety as the center snapped it over the punter's head out of the end zone.
This time they'll be a little farther upfield as they're prepared to kick the football. The line of scrimmage being their own 38-yard line. So punter Michael Wynn is back around his own 25 to receive the pass from center. And J.J. Johnson goes back to about his own 20, awaiting this punt for West Monroe.
And Midland Lee's waiting on another player to come on the field. They don't have enough.
They had to ask for timeout. Timeout on the field. We'll be back. This is West Monroe football.
So apparently West Monroe's gotten inside the offensive line head for this point at least, and the running back over there is not happy about the way things are transpiring.
He shouldn't be.
Michael Wynn is back to punt the football for Midland Lee, standing in his own 25. This time controls the snap, and he'll get the kick away. Hit it nicely. J.J. Johnson, his own 27. Gets a block to the 30. Goes to the 35-40. Flag down. Johnson, 45. Midfield to the 45-40. The 35, the 30. Needs a block at the 20. Gets it to the 15, the 10. At the 5. Touchdown, J.J. Johnson, but a flag is down. I'm afraid they're going to bring it back. What a run by J.J. Johnson.
And the crowd does not like what they anticipate this call is going to be. I saw one block that was close to a clip, but was not, because the blocker got his head in front of the defender. Bill, let's go down to you. Did you see a block in the back?
Yeah, no. Ricky Gio was the guy that sprung the initial run by J.J. Johnson. And an outstanding Rick Gio. As a matter of fact, shaken up. But they're on the officials over here on the sideline, because there's probably some things that doesn't need to be. It was an outstanding effort. Great job. And now another flag is going to be called on Coach Downs for unsportsmanlike conduct. So if it wasn't bad enough on the 20, now they're going to back it up 15 more.
The clip was at the Rebel 35, so the 15-yard penalty from there moved the ball to the West Monroe 20-yard line, and now they're going to add a half-the-distance penalty to that for unsportsmanlike conduct. West Monroe, instead of having that 77-yard touchdown run by J.J. Johnson, is going to have the ball at their own 10-yard line with a first down and 10 yards to go. They suffered 25 yards in penalties, 15 for the clip, and 10 more for an unsportsmanlike conduct call.
And folks, Coach Howes is going to take a timeout. He's going to go over and talk to the officials. He is obviously not happy, but mark this play down, this sequence of penalties. This could be big in this football game. Frank, we had the benefit of watching the replay. And if the penalty was called on Rick Gio for his block, according to the replay, it was not an illegal block. It was clearly a clean block, but they might have called it for someone else.
Rick's block was that first one that sprung him, wasn't it?
That's
yeah,
right.
I think the flag went down later. I don't know. Of course, we'll have Coach Childs wants to know about that, too. We'll keep it here this time and remind you that Acme Glass and Mirror for auto, home, or commercial glass, certified technicians and 24-hour emergency service. Acme Glass and Mirror with 3 locations to serve you, West Monroe, Monroe, and Ruston. Acme Glass and Mirror, give us a break.
CP Outdoors, get ready for hunting season at your hunting headquarters. CP Outdoors, 2 locations to serve you, 100 Mill Street in West Monroe and 2820 Sterlington Road in Monroe.
West Monroe back at its own 10-yard line now as we resume play. First down and 10 yards to go. No, first down and 20 yards to go. They didn't move the chains back there after the unsportsmanlike call.
Well, after the dead ball, unsportsmanlike call, that's what's been marked off from here.
Thank you, Official Hall, helping us out on that call. First down and 20 for the Rebels now, their own 10-yard line. One running back behind Mitch Tucker, takes that ball, drops back and looks and throws over the middle. Pass incomplete, knocked down, intended for DeMario Taylor across the middle. Ashley Jackson, the man who made the interception earlier for Lee, as the guy got his hands on it and knocked it down that time. So it's second down and 20 now for West Monroe at its own 10-yard line with 10:45 to play in the first half, and West Monroe leading it 8-6 thanks to a safety.
And Frank, had Ashley Jackson been able to catch that one, that would have been his second interception, and he would have had a touchdown. He could have run into the end zone untouched.
Barfield and Bostic are wide to the right side of the football field as the Rebels have Tucker taking the ball and giving inside to Banks. Straight ahead, not much. He is going to be stopped about the 12-yard line and driven back. Fred Thread, that 305-pound tackle, and defensive end Dwight Washington wrapped him up and stopped him. In fact, call it the 11, only a yard of the play. So West Monroe will have third down and 19 now with 10.5 minutes to play here in the second quarter as they hold an 8-6 lead over Midland Lee.
And the West Monroe Rebels in a tremendous hole because of those 2 penalties. Now they face a third down and long deep in their own territory and with tough conditions in which to try and throw the football.
Third down, 19. Mitch Tucker with a single running back. Banks back there behind him. Sends a man in motion. Midland Lee comes across. That ought to cost them 5. They're pointing at West Monroe, but this should go against the visiting Rebels. Dwight Washington jumped across there. The officials will gather, and we'll have the penalty assessed.
And if this one's not against Midland Lee, Childs might get another penalty.
But it is. The 5-yard step-off goes against Midland Lee. It'll move the ball out beyond the 15 to the 16, where it will be third down and 14 yards to go. There's a good bit of difference in third and 14 and third and 19.
Plus, it moves the ball out a little just past the 15 to about the 16-yard line. It gives West Monroe a little bit more breathing room, but when they sent Mario Taylor in motion, that's what caused the lineman to jump off sides, and now Mitch Tucker wants to talk it over with Coach Childs.
Time out on the field. We'll pause and return. Rebels lead at 8-6. This is West Monroe football. 3rd down and 15 for the Rebels as the quarterback, Tucker, hands off reverse play going back inside to Bostic. Not much there, though. Stopped at the 20-yard line. Rebels are going to have to punt it away as Mark Gonzalez, the middle linebacker, smelled out the play and made the tackle. A little counter to the wingman coming back inside. And that's only about 3 yards for West Monroe. So it's 4th down and 10 yards to go. The Rebels and West Monroe will punt it away to Midland Lee. As we'll see Mims Boyce, who's back playing tonight after missing last week's game with an injury. In fact, missing the last 2 weeks' games. Playing both at linebacker and punting the football. Now, Jim, he'll stand back around the 5 to receive the pass and center, but you commented, yeah, there's a little more punting room for it than it would have been if we hadn't picked up that yardage.
That's right. Heavy pressure applied to Mims the last time he tried to punt.
Pete Bryant, the deep man for Midland Lee, as the snap goes high, it's over his head, going back into the end zone, and he kicks it on out of there. The ball is going to be kicked out to about the 3, picked up by
safety.
Midland, and they go back in, they call the safety.
Once he kicked it.
He kicked it on the ground running with the football, which is wise to do because they would have had a touchdown if they'd have gotten on the football.
Well, it would have been wiser if he'd have kicked it out of the end zone. That would have been safer, but...
That's true. It is a safety, so we're now tied, and both safeties occurred in the same ways on snaps during the punting situations here in the wet condition. Let's check in with Bill. He's right on that play.
Well, the plays just mirrored each other, guys. Same end of the football field, same scenario. And West Monroe had a little more breathing room than West Monroe did, than Midland Lee did, but the ball just got out of Mims Boyce's hands. As a matter of fact, he came over and told Coach Childs the ball felt just like glass. No way for him to get any kind of grip on it whatsoever. And so this game built everything that we thought it would be. One great scoring drive, 2 plays for West Monroe, a short scoring drive on a long play by Midland Lee, 2 defensive miscues on the punts, and we're all tied at 8 here.
So the penalty now on Coach Childs and the block in the back really looms large. It took 7 points off the board for West Monroe and now gives Midland Lee a tie ball game, a safety, and they're fixing to get the football back.
Good point. The Rebels' free kick, too, will come from the 20. Not
what the offenses have been able to do. I think it's taken them out of their game plan. West Monroe has not been able to throw the ball effectively. In fact, I do not think Mitch Tucker has completed a pass, Frank. He's 0 for 3 with an interception. There have been several fumbles of the football at critical times, and obviously, as we alluded to, the 2 safeties, which came as a result of snaps over the punter's head.
Mitch Tucker's free kick will come from the 20-yard line now, and they will kick it, not punt it. You can do either on these situations after a safety. Junard Lee is the deep man for Midland Lee, awaiting the kickoff from Lee Deal of West Monroe's Rebels. 8-8 ball game with 9:08 to play here in the first half. And the kickoff by Deal kicks it high and is going to be fielded on about the 36. Back to the 40-yard line. The 45 is Ashley Jackson, stopped at about the 48-yard line of Midland Lee. So the Rebels of Lee bring it back to the 48-yard line where Desiree Abrams makes the tackle for West Monroe. And good field position, of course, too, Jim, added to this thing for Midland Lee as they start this possession at their own 48-yard line, 2 yards shy of the midfield stripe.
Great field position, and 9 minutes to go here. That time looked like Lee Deal got under the ball just a little bit, and Jackson did a good job just lowering his head and picking up what he could.
Dick Hand goes down under at quarterback. Jacoby Kendrick, the fullback. Cedric Benson, the tailback from their own 48-yard line. Pitch it out to Benson, sweeping left. Rebels after him and hitting him and dropping him for a loss. Back at the 47, Jared Frost. And what a great play, Jim, by Frost, who came in there and made the play on Benson, who had a head up of steam as he swept to the left side.
Well, Frank, that was just a great play by Jared Frost. They faked to the right side, the quarterback did, a fake to the fullback, and then pitched it back to Cedric Benson, who was running wide to the left side, thinking they could get him outside, use his great speed, but Jared Frost really came and played the run well.
That was a beautiful play. 2nd down and 12 for Midland Lee from their own 47-yard line. In the I backfield, and they'll give it to the fullback this time, and he fumbles the ball, scramble for it at midfield. Whose ball? Rebels think they have it.
West Monroe. The West Monroe Rebels, that is.
West Monroe Rebels still waiting for the official indication. Yeah, West Monroe recovers the football. 2 guys down on that ball. Ron Macbeth and Mims Boyce are both there. West Monroe takes over, recovering the fumble. They'll have it at their own 49-yard line.
And I tell you, the great break we just got through saying, because of the safety, the momentum shifting back to, well, after the punt return was negated by the penalty and the safety, momentum had really shifted to Midland Lee. They had great field position, but now with this turnover, West Monroe in business.
Here's Barfield wide to the left side of the field. The Rebels send Michael Turner wide to the other side. Banks and J.J. Johnson in the backfield behind Tucker from the 49. Give it to the fake inside, going for Turner down the field. The pass is incomplete. Single coverage on Michael Turner down the near sideline, but pretty good coverage by cornerback Tim Norman. And Michael couldn't get to the football. So Mitch still to complete his first pass tonight. And the Rebels have second down and 10 yards to go from their own 49-yard line.
Well, they had Michael Turner single coverage, with single coverage out to the right, the right side. They saw it, recognized it, and wanted to get him the ball. They just couldn't do it.
McVay goes to the left side this time. Going right is Barfield. In the slot to the right side, Chase Bostic. High backfield and pitch it out. J.J. Johnson sweeping right to midfield. Goes down to the 45. A good move to the 40-yard line and a first down run of 11 yards by J.J. Johnson. And a pretty run as Tim Norman made the tackle.
How did he make those cuts on this field? I mean, he is something to see.
Well, he's only 155 pounds. First down, West Monroe from the 40-yard line of Midland Lee. What a run by J.J.
You love to see him in the open field. And, of course, that's 2 touchdowns now on returns that he's had called back. A kickoff last week and a punt return this week.
Fullback is Banks, the tailback Johnson. Same formation. Bostic in the slot. Give it to Banks inside, and he gets to Noah. Fake by Tucker, and he keeps it for 5. He's down to the 35-yard line. Great fake to the fullback. Tucker kept it down the line on the right side, turned it downfield, and got to almost the 35-yard line where Matt Pilato knocked him down. The gain is 5. It'll be second down and 5 yards to go for West Monroe, so Mitch Tucker gets 5 yards on the option.
Pretty good run by Mitch Tucker. I thought if he had pitched it back to J.J. that time, J.J. might have had some room to make a big play out of that one.
Football just shy of the 35-yard line of Midland Lee. Rebels getting something going right here. Tucker's over here talking to the West Monroe coaches. Actually had a little equipment situation. I think they got that corrected, and quickly he's back out. They're going to have to hurry, though.
7 seconds on the 25-second clock.
Second down and 5. 3 seconds on the snap clock. Give it inside. J.J. Johnson hit hard and dropped in the backfield. He is nailed the 36-yard line by Fred Brett. The 305-pound tackle really nailed him, and J.J. Jim did a great job just to hold on to that football as he was really cracked down roughly at the 36-yard line.
What a collision that was. Like running into a steel wall. As we watch it on the replay here, I tell you what.
A moving steel wall.
And Threat really unloaded on J.J. Johnson. And I tell you what, J.J.'s back up, and he's still in there.
Third down, 6, the Rebels at the 36 of Lee. Here's a fake inside, pitch to J.J., gets a block to the 35-30. He's to the 28-yard line on a first down run by J.J. Johnson. Another great run with a good move and a couple of good blocks on the way, too. And a first down and 10 for the Rebels as Ashley Jackson finally got J.J. off his feet inside the 30 at the Midland Lee 28-yard line.
And Frank, give J.J. a lot of credit. He took a tremendous lick on that previous play. They came right back to him.
Absolutely.
And I tell you what, he didn't show any ill effects from that tackle by Fred Threat.
Absolutely. Barfield is wide right. Bostic in the slot. To the left side, McVay. The eye backfield, pitch it again to J.J. sweeping right. Gets by a man to the 25, cuts down, and he goes down just inside the 25-yard line with a good tackle by cornerback Tim Norman. He beat one defender at the line of scrimmage and turned the corner, but Norman knocked him down right around the 25-yard line. The gain will be about 3 on that play. The toss sweep. It is second down and 7 yards to go for West Monroe. Clock running with 5 minutes and 45 seconds to play in the second quarter, and the score is tied at 8.
J.J., 8 carries, 51 yards on the game.
Again, the same formation. The slot side comes short side. Here's a fake by Tucker. Keeps it himself to the 20. Goes to the 15. Spins away and is finally off his feet at the 13-yard line. He fumbles the ball, and the Rebels recover, I believe, at the 13-yard line. West Monroe recovers the ball after Tucker had picked up the first down, twisting his way downfield. Paul Gonzalez knocked him down, and Chase Bostic, you say, Jim, made the fumble recovery alertly for the Rebels at the 14-yard line.
It looked like that time Mitch Tucker, after he picked up the first down, someone was just holding him up, and another defender just really leveled him, knocked the ball loose. Great job by Chase Bostic in pouncing on the loose football.
And a great run by Mitch Tucker as he got it down there. So now the Rebels with their best drive of the game. First down and 10 at the 14-yard line of Midland Lee. DeMario Tater in the game at tailback as the Rebels go from the 14. Long count. Here's a fake, and they're stopping play. Whistles are sounding, and plays being stopped. Going to cost them 5.
The left guard for West Monroe went a little bit early.
So that 5-yard penalty will move it back to about the 19-yard line. It'll be first down and 15 rather than first down and 10 with 5:06 to play in the first half.
Frank, again, that's a big penalty. Penalties have really hurt West Monroe in the first half of play, because even though they might be in field goal range in these kind of conditions, you really probably don't consider kicking a field goal.
Taylor stays in the game at tailback. Rebels back at the 19-yard line, first and 15. Here's Tucker down the line, giving to Banks straight ahead, and he banks it down near the 16-yard line. About 3 yards in heavy traffic for the senior fullback, Mark Banks. Matt Pilato, a 252-pound tackle, makes the stop for Midland Lee. And West Monroe will have third down now and about 12 yards to go.
And Frank, the rushing attempts have been, or the rushing yardage has been hard to come by for Mark Banks. 4 carries, only 10 yards in the first half.
Eric Winston, that starting tight end, is in on defense for Midland Lee right now as the Rebels go second down, about 12 yards to go. Football to the 17. Tucker back to throw. They have him. He's sacked back at the 20-yard line. He faked inside, tried to drop back to find Barfield, but it was Winston who just came in the game, applying the pressure and getting the sack on Mitch Tucker back at the 20-yard line. So with that loss in the play, the Rebels now will have third down and about 16, maybe 17 yards to go.
Frank, that tells you just how big the penalty was, because instead of picking up some positive yardage on first down with the Banks run, that was first down and long, and they tried to do something there with a pass, and now it pushes them back even further.
3 receivers go right. Barfield, Bostic, and JJ, and a draw play to Banks inside of the 20, down to the 15, and he's off his feet at the 12-yard line. So Mark Banks into the middle on the draw play that time. Let's see if the Rebels send the field goal team on now with fourth down. Robert Rogers made the tackle. Let's see what West Monroe will do. The football is going to be down near the 12. And for the Rebels, it's going to be fourth down and about, 7, 8 yards to go. They haven't moved they have moved it. It's fourth down and 9 yards to go. The ball at about the 13-yard line, and they're not sending the field goal team on.
So look for West Monroe to put the ball in the air here as they go with three wide receivers.
Fourth and 9 from the 13-yard line of Midland Lee. 3 receivers in an eye backfield, and Tucker's faking, back to throw, looking. He is hit. He's sacked back at the 20-yard line. Nobody was open, and they got to him. Now a flag has gone down late. Let's see what that is all about. As Midland Lee had sacked quarterback Mitch Tucker, they grabbed his face mask. There's going to be a penalty against the visiting Midland Lee Rebels.
And I'll tell you what, Coach Howes is extremely upset. Bill, it looks like Coach Howes is arguing, even though he got this call on his quarterback, the face mask, that Adam Barfield was being held.
Adam even went to the official and said, watch the holding. Of course, Coach Howes got the face mask, but it's only a 5-yard variety, so they'll repeat fourth down. But that was a big, big no call here on that pass route by Barfield. Had him beat, and the defender number 20 just had to grab Barfield.
So the ball is placed now on the 16-yard line of Midland Lee. It was a 5-yard penalty for grabbing the face mask.
Well, it was 4th and 9. Now it's 4th and 12.
Well, that would have been, I guess, from the point of the foul, point where they grabbed the face mask.
Well, it can't be the point of the foul, because then the offense would be penalized no matter where the foul was. It could be back at the 40-yard line, and from the point of the foul, they could come out better. I think they're going to change.
Well, they may do it. They're going to discuss it now, so let's see. There's a timeout. Go ahead, Bill. Yeah.
Well, he is close by, but I'm not sure he was able to see.
Right now, the ball is on the 16-yard line of Midland Lee, and the chains show fourth down and 12. Jim's right. Actually, though, there was a penalty. West Monroe has lost yardage in the play, but, of course, the important thing is they get the down again. And we're trying to get a description from Mr. Hall here, an explanation.
Before from just outside the 15-yard line, and so West Monroe will send Lee Deal onto the field and try to go up with just 2:46 left in the first half of play.
So Lee Deal will come on to try this field goal from the 22-yard line. It'll be a 32-yard field goal try coming for Deal out of the hold of Adam Barfield. So the West Monroe will have a chance to take the lead now with 2:46 remaining in the first half.
I wonder what Coach Howes saw that made him change his mind and now go for the field goal.
Peterson will snap it back there. There's the snap, the placement. The 32-yard field goal is on the way, and the kick is good! The Rebels take the lead. Lee Deal with a 32-yard field goal.
I guess that's what he saw, what he thought. I tell you what a kick by Lee Deal in some treacherous conditions.
Great drive.
Split the upright.
Great drive by the Rebels, culminated with a 32-yard field goal. We'll be back. The Rebels lead it 11-8. This is West Monroe football. Lee Deal has just given the Rebels a 3-point lead with a 32-yard field goal, and now he will kick it off for West Monroe. 2 minutes and 41 seconds remaining here in the first half of this football game.
And I think that's going to be Lee's first field goal of the season. Is that correct?
I think it is, Jim.
Couldn't have come at a bigger time.
I agree. So he'll kick it off now as Jannard Lee drops back as the deep man for Midland Lee. Deal will step off his yardage, prepare to kick the football from the West 40. There's a kickoff by Deal. It is a high kick, not real long. Taken to the 20-yard line by an up man. Back to the 25 and to the 30. Some room to the 35 to the 40-yard line and pulled down the 43-yard line. Good tackle by Edward Dade, who caught up with the return man and knocked him down at about the 43-yard line. And that was Ashley Jackson, who's had a big game for Midland Lee. So the Rebels of Midland Lee take the football now. Their own 43, first and 10 with 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half, trailing 11-8. Good football game here at Rebel Stadium. 23-yard return that time by Ashley Jackson.
And I'm being told, Frank, that that's the second field goal on the season now for Lee Deal, that he had one against De La Salle.
I don't remember. We'll double check. First down and 10 for the Midland Lee Rebels, and they'll give it to Benson. They're stopping play. Whistles blowing and flags all over the field.
The quarterback still has it.
Frank and Jim, if I could, I did ask the side official a while ago about the face mask call. He said this year the rule has changed. They went to the NCAA rules, and there are two variations of the face mask penalty, the 5-yard and the 15. That was incidental grabbing of the face mask, and that's the reason for the 5-yard and the repetition of the down.
Now, Midland Lee has just been penalized for illegal procedure back to their own 37, where it is first and 15 with 2:32 to play in the half. Their own 37. Sean Murphy's in the game at running back this time. Quick pass by Hall is away and incomplete. Nowhere near the intended receiver, who was covered out there by D.J. Holloway, who does a great job at corner. That ball thrown right into the West Monroe bench. So it is second down and 15, and a flag was down on that play way across the way. Let's see what that one's all about.
They're talking with the West Monroe Rebels. Illegal shift or motion against Midland Lee.
And West Monroe will take that one as well. So Midland keeps backing up. Now they're back to their own 32-yard line. First down again, but now first down and 20. 2:26 left in the half.
Frank, that was Lee Deal. Sorry, Bill. Go ahead.
The one that's been called the last 2 times for getting off early. When you get off early, you generally can...
First down and 20. Hand takes the ball and fakes and rolls right. Looks to throw. Scrambling. Looking. Going to run the football to the 35. Hit hard and knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line is Nick Hand. Glentrell Ware ran him out of bounds roughly. And he scrambled for maybe 3 yards on the play. It'll be second down, about 17 now from their own 35.
And Frank's statistician, Ray Anding, now shows me that that's the second field goal attempt by Lee Deal, but his first make on the season. So thank you, Ray.
Spotters should spot, and statisticians should keep stats, huh?
How about that?
Second down and 17. Here we go as Nick Hand goes down under his center. As the ball is on 35. Fumble the snap. Tries to get on it. Scramble for it. Rebels may have it at the 35. They do. West Monroe football at the 35-yard line.
And once again, just a fumble exchange between the center and the quarterback. The ball squirted loose, and I'm not sure who fell on that one.
Darren Smith, Craig tells me, got on the football. So the junior tackle, Darren Smith, with a fumble recovery. First down, West Monroe. The ball just outside the 35-yard line of Midland. That comes with 2 minutes and 16 seconds remaining here in the first half, and West Monroe leading 11-8.
And I tell you what, when Darren Smith gets his hand on the football, nobody's going to take it away from him.
Adam Barfield is wide right. Bostic's in the slot over there, and a wide receiver goes to the left side as well. And quarterback Mitch Tucker on first down. Quick pass goes to Bostic. He's going to run it across the 35 and be stopped there. In fact, No gain on the play, maybe a yard just across the 35 near the 34 as J.R. Brown made the tackle. That pass really was a lateral pass. I thought for a moment that Chase might look up and throw the ball downfield as they did in that game against De La Salle on the opening play. But they gained a yard on that play. It's 2nd and 9.
Well, it may still be yet to come, that play.
No running backs behind the quarterback, Mitch Tucker, this time. 3 receivers left and 2 go right. Tucker backs up to throw, and he fires, and the pass incomplete. Thrown a little bit short. Intended across the way for DeMario Taylor. Paul Gonzalez on the coverage, and it's 3rd down and 9 for the Rebels now. The football resting just inside the 35-yard line of Midland Lee.
Frank, going back to that last completion to Chase Bostic, had Chase been able, he was one-on-one out here on the right side. Had he been able to break that tackle, he could have scored. But a great job by the defender in bringing him down.
McVay goes wide left along with DeMario Taylor, and I believe Michael Turner back to throw. Tucker stepping up now in trouble. They're after him. He's still running, but he's going down to the 35-yard line. He is sacked. So Mitch Tucker with big pressure coming on him that time. Matt Palillo finally got to him, and Fred Threat, the 305-pound tackle. And West Monroe will have 4th down and 9 with a football on the 35-yard line of Midland Lee, and 1:22 remaining in the first half of this football game.
Frank, if I'm Coach Childs, the 25-second clock is just now begun, and there's 1:14 and counting. I would let the play clock or the 25-second clock run all the way down, probably call my last timeout and not leave Midland Lee. Run it on 4th down or try to pick up the first down, but not leave much time left.
McVay, Barfield, and Bostic are all wide to the left. Nobody else behind the quarterback. He's back to throw. 4th and 9, looking and throwing over the middle. Has a man. Taylor, touchdown, Rebels! DeMario Taylor got behind the defender. Mitch Tucker completes the pass for the touchdown, and the Rebels add 6-4. 35-yard touchdown pass from Mitch Tucker to DeMario Taylor.
And that's DeMario's 3rd reception on the season, his 1st touchdown receiving, and it couldn't have come at a bigger time. What a throw and catch, Tucker to Taylor.
Beautiful pass play. Let's go to Bill Nars. Go ahead, Bill. And we'll get back to Bill in just a moment. Jim, the Rebels are going for 2 now with that 17-8 lead. 51 seconds left of the half. So 3 yards away from the goal line, the Rebels go for the 2-point conversion. They'll try an eye backfield back there behind Mitch Tucker, who will bark signals and take the ball and run the option, and he fell down. He actually ran into his fullback and fell to the ground. The 2-point try is no good, and the score stands. But the Rebels have struck with Mitch Tucker's pass to DeMario Taylor, and with 51 seconds remaining in the half, it's West Monroe 17 and Midland Lee 8. You're listening to West Monroe football. What to do, huh? Where'd you say Ricky was? He on the field. Hey, forget it. Back at Rebel Stadium, Frank Hoppen and Jim Nars and Bill Nars. Bill, we'll go to you one more time.
I was so excited about the play, and DeMario Taylor, what great concentration he had to make that catch. The ball was perfectly thrown over the defender. And of course, DeMario, being small of stature, had to jump up. But I tell you what, the Rebels struck when they had to, and now lead it by 9 with only 51 seconds left in the first half. What a great football game, huh, guys?
It is, no doubt about it. It's a dandy, and look at this crowd. They're standing all around. You said it was wet and bad weather. Nobody noticed. A huge crowd on hand.
Great weather now.
Yeah. Kickoff by Lee Deal once again for West Monroe. Sends it down the field, a high kickoff. Lee under it at his 8, returns to the 10. He's at the 15, the center of the field at the 20, going down at the 22-yard line.
And another great job by Lee Deal. Tremendously high kick, not extremely deep, but it gives his coverage team an opportunity to get down and make the play when he kicks the ball so high.
And once again, the freshman Luke Sanders is there to make the tackle along with Ron Hummel. Jim mentioned Luke's wearing the number of his uncle Ricky, number 38, when he played at West Monroe back in the 70s. Ricky's on the sideline. Bill, maybe you'll be able to grab Bill sometime during the halftime and grab Ricky and visit with him sometime during halftime. Now,
no question about it. I'll get Rick. He's always one for
he'll talk.
The camera. Oh, yeah, absolutely. He'll get on the radio. We'll get him.
First down and 10 yards to go. Midland Lee at their own 22. Fumble the snap again, and he pick it up, and the Rebels all over him. They're going to lose yardage back to the 19. Hand was fortunate just to pick that ball up. With 36 seconds left in the half, Midland Lee loses a couple of more yards on the play. It's second down about 13 now. Ball placed down around the 18-yard line of Midland Lee.
And Frank Cedric Benson, 9 carries for 85 yards. And remember, 84 of those yards came on one play.
Rebels have done a tremendous job containing the great running back, except for that one play. So it's second down, 13 yards to go as Midland Lee operates their own 18. They're in no big hurry. 8 seconds left. This should be the last play of the half. Big hand with a long count. Is going to give that ball to Benson. He'll run the right side across the 20, 25, goes down, out of bounds across the way at about the 29. The first half has come to an end as Ron Macbeth makes the tackle, and these West Monroe Rebels get a huge hand from the crowd in Rebel Stadium. As West Monroe leads the field, Bill will catch up with Coach Childs. Let's send it to Bill Nars.
Well, Coach Childs, first of all, the Lord is indeed a football fan. He opened the skies, but he closed them back so we can get this one in.
Well, it's kind of sloppy down here. You know, it's not really good for throwing the football. If Mitch was really sharp tonight, we'd have had 2 more scores.
I was going to say, even though we're up by 9, Coach, we've had 2 opportunities. If the ball had been there, been 2 more scores.
Absolutely, especially the fade to McVeigh. I mean, he's so wide open, it's unbelievable, and we overthrow that. And then we had Turner down the middle, we overthrow that. But, hey, the good thing is he hit DeMario down here perfect. So, you know, we're lucky to be ahead right now 17-8 the way we're playing.
Just a great football game. Tremendous crowd here despite the weather, and they've gotten their money's worth the first half.
Absolutely. I've got more than my money's worth.
Okay, Coach, thanks for visiting with us. Go talk with your team. Guys, if you could get a message to Mark Finn and get Sid Bailey in West Monroe's locker room, call for Sid Bailey.
Okay.
He's needed immediately in the locker room for West Monroe.
We'll do it, Bill. Thank you very much. And also thanks to Coach Childs. We invite you to stay tuned for our halftime activities at Rebel Stadium at halftime. It's West Monroe 17, Midland Lee 8. You're listening to West Monroe football.
Welcome back to Rebel Stadium, and an overflow crowd here at Rebel Stadium, and they're watching a dandy one as the West Monroe Rebels lead at halftime 17-8 over the Midland Lee Rebels of Midland, Texas. And right now I'm joined by my partner for the John Curtis game, Craig Cobb. Craig, good to have you back. You're doing the spotting for this ball game. What did you think about that first half? An exciting first half of play.
I don't think anybody here is disappointed with the money they spent for the ticket. So the drive that they made to see this, and Rebels have a 9-point lead right now at the half, and I'm sure Coach Childs. contest.
But you appreciate that. We've got Tony Bianco of the National Prep High School poll, and he's graced us with his presence here. And Tony, first of all, before we talk about the football game, let's talk about your high school poll, where it started from and where it is today.
Okay, the National High School Football Tony Poll really got its start in about 1995. We started out more or less a little dormant, if you will, on the internet and everything. We then started getting a lot of fan support and a lot of support from the Dick Butkus poll and also the USA Today poll to go along and do a poll. So we did do that. In 1998, we came out with our first official poll and everything, and it just kicked off spectacular, and then all the way to West Monroe taking the first ever National High School Football Championship trophy.
Well, and I understand that you've had an opportunity to talk with the likes of Dick Butkus and those kind of folks.
Yes, I have. I've gotten a lot of support from Dave Smith, who is the editor with the Dick Butkus Network. I've also talked with former editor Dave Kreider with USA Today, who has given us a lot of support in our poll and the work we do it week in and week out and everything. We've just been fortunate to get a lot of resources coming in all over nationwide and everything as far as state rankings and everything to produce this week in, week out national poll.
And your national poll this week looks like what in the top 10?
We got Concord De La Salle High School, which is #1. West Monroe Rebels are currently #2. And Midland Lee, Robert E. Lee out of Midland Lee is currently ranked #9.
Well, talk to us about what you see in this football game. You had a chance to be somewhere else. You chose to be here. Probably a good choice.
Yes, it was. I elected to come to this game instead of the big game tomorrow night out in Southern California and everything. It's been a great ball game in the first half and everything. I think we've had 6 turnovers, 4 fumbles by Midland Lee. Really surprisingly, Midland Lee hasn't really shown anything to me. I have seen him twice in the past, other than Benson's 79-yard run. So either he's going to turn it loose in the second half, or this could just be a walk away.
Well, as we talked about, the stats show he's got 9 or 10 carries for like 80 some odd yards, but one of those runs was 79 yards. So other than that, he's been negated fairly well by that Rebel defense, West Monroe Rebel defense.
Yes, exactly, and everything. And I've been here. I got in town yesterday and everything, and the biggest question is asked to me and everything, what did I think the outcome of the game was going to be? And the West Monroe linebackers have always reminded me of a Penn State type caliber linebacking crew. They've always had speed. They're probably the best 3 in the nation right now and everything. And the key to this game, if they stop Benson, then I would think the West Monroe Rebels would come out on top. So far, it's gone that way.
Tony, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate all the support, and we're just extremely honored to have been the first national champions in your poll.
Okay, thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here.
Okay, Jim, back up to you. We'll try to get Rick Sanders in just a little bit.
Bill, by the way, Tony presented that national championship trophy to Coach Childs today at the Rebel Club luncheon.
Yeah, and I was hoping that, I was hoping that maybe we could have done that in front of all the fans here, maybe replicated that again, but maybe we can try to set that up at some other time. But what a great honor it was for all of us here at West Monroe that support West Monroe football, the community, the whole 9 yards, to receive that national championship trophy. So, halftime, Jim, 17-8. Craig, good to hear you back on the radio. And, well, I'll tell you what, just a great football game so far.
Well, it certainly has been. And right now, Tony Bianca ranking West Monroe 2 and Midland Lee 9. So far, the rankings are holding up, but we've got an entire half of football to play.
Well, you know, Jim, it says a lot about how far high school football has gone in the nation, and not only in the nation, really in West Monroe, too. We never were a part of this before. We never did get to enjoy this kind of thing, and having a national spotlight on high school football and then having a nationally ranked team like Midland Lee coming in here to play, and you can, of course, if you're in the stadium, you can look around at the turnout and what it does for a high school program and for the fans to get to see something like this, and it's a lot of fun. And you know, Coach Shiles has talked before about people can say they don't worry about the polls, but everyone wakes up the next week and they do. They get on the internet and check the polls, and it means a lot, you know. And I think, like he said, the Tony poll has us at #2, which is the highest we're ranked, and it really feels good to know that you're well respected throughout the nation for your football program.
Well, it does, and I think those polls help create and generate just a little bit more excitement, if that can be the case, with a football program, particularly one that is in the polls and ranked highly.
Right. You know, like I say, we never did have really an identity with the rest of the nation, especially as far as high school football went. Now we do. Everyone, we know who De La Salle is in California. We didn't before. We know who Midland Lee was coming into this game. We didn't before. And now the rest of the nation knows who West Monroe High School is, as we've been a mainstay in the polls in the last 3 or 4 years.
That's certainly right. Right now, the cheerleaders are throwing out the football, so let's take a break. We're at halftime. As Bill mentioned, the score, West Monroe 17, Midland Lee 8. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to West Monroe football on Y106.
Finally got him. He was out there doing a little politicking over on the sidelines, and Rick's joined us here at halftime. And Rick, you've been to a lot of big football games. Of course, you've played a lot of football, but what do you think about this one so far?
This is a barn burner, I tell you. It's a great game. It's two real matched good teams. It's all going to come down to mistakes and turnovers, what's going to happen the second half. I think we got the edge. I think we're a little bit more conditioning, but they used to play in big-time ball, and they win a lot of football games, so it should be real interesting, Bill.
Well, if it's conditioning, a lot of things has to go to your little brother who runs our program here at West Monroe.
Definitely. Casey's probably one of the best in the nation in high school, and probably one of the best in the nation in high school or college. He works them hard. He works them out every day, and they love to work out for him, and he just does a super job.
How special is it to see number 38, your nephew, on the football field, a number that you wore, and I might say wore very mightily here for 4 years at West Monroe?
I'll tell you one thing, I couldn't think of anybody else, any other Sanders in the whole clan of us that could do a better job than Luke is. He's something else, loves to win, he just eats dreams and sleeps football.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
Ricky looks like he's in pretty good shape, too.
Yeah, Rick's in real good shape. He probably, his old chest is thumping right now, and he's got to talking about that number 38 and his nephew, and probably wants to suit up himself.
No, and I wish I could. I tell you, I'm excited. I get tears come to my eyes every time I come here to watch these games. It really makes me excited, Bill.
Well, Rick, we appreciate you visiting. Good to see you again. Okay,
yeah.
Guys, second half of football ought to be a great one.
Well, Bill, tell him to move to West Monroe, and then he can do that.
Yeah, you're right.
Goodness gracious. Okay, we're ready for getting ready for the second half. Let's pause for these messages. We'll be back with the second half kickoff. You're listening to West Monroe football. Well, at Rebel Stadium, we're just about ready to begin the second half. And, Jim, it looks as if your prognostication was right. The Rebels they won the opening toss. They took the second half option. So they kicked off to begin the game, and it looks as if they're going to choose to kick off here in the second half and go on defense, so they could have the ball if they wanted it.
Well, if they're not going to kick off, they're going to surprise a lot of people because Lee Deal's at the 40-yard line with a tee in his hand and the football in his hand and the kickoff coverage unit there on the field.
Right.
Got a concussion, and he's questionable. And, of course, Rick is very upset on the sidelines, and Andrew Whitworth and some of the other guys are around trying to console him. They're going to look at him. Dr. Rosales is over there, Dr. Bailey, of course, Kurt Franham. They're going to check and see if they can get him an opportunity to play. And he's just an awfully upset young man right now, but he's got that concussion. He was the one that the clip was called. He made a tremendous block, and that was the result of that. I don't remember him missing any defensive plays, though after that, maybe y'all called that. But at any event, he will not start the second half, and of course, Peterson will not either.
Hey, Bill, what's wrong with Michael's hand?
They didn't give me any specifics, maybe not to want to alarm anybody that might be listening, don't have any idea, just said that he would not play the rest of the game. They did call for Sid Bailey, and that was the reason for the call.
Well, Bill's absolutely right. That could loom big in the kicking game because Michael handles the snaps for all the long snaps.
Well, it's already loomed large. in this football game because Michael, as good as he is, and Coach Al says he's probably the best we've ever had at deep snapping. He's really solidified that position, and he snapped one of the snaps over the punter's head that resulted in a safety. Are you okay?
Somebody trying to do a good deed passes some peanuts, and we spill the cold drink all over.
You still got,
but it's okay. We appreciate the peanuts anyway.
You're moving pretty good up here.
I move pretty quick for an old man.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, the Rebels will kick off, believe it or not, to begin the second half. And Midland Lee is going to receive that ball and move from our left to right. That'll be west to east here. We're about to get everything tidied up. We're ready to go, and we'll get the second half underway with the Rebels leading in this game 17-8. Did we get any of the scores at halftime?
I did not.
No, okay. I heard Washita was leading, but I don't have an update on that score. Here's the kickoff by Lee Deal. The second half is underway. A nice kickoff. It's going to be taken about the 20, back to the 25, out to the 29. It's Jackson. He is really hit and dropped to the 29-yard line. Good coverage by the Rebels as Ashley Jackson returned that kickoff, and Franklin Lyons with the special team tackle. So Midland Lee starts the third quarter just shy of the 30, caught at their own 29-yard line, first and 10, trailing 17-8 to the Rebels of West Monroe.
Stanley Dupuy tells us that Washita is leading Longview 27-7. I think we got that score right. Washita 27, Longview 7.
Stanley's listening to Washita rather than the West Monroe game.
Well, he just turns over a little bit. He listens to us mostly.
Here are the Rebels of Midland Lee from the 29, and a give off inside of Benson, breaks one tackle to 30, drives out to about the 33-yard line, and goes down there as Glentrell Ware makes the tackle. Did a good job getting by the first defender, the line of scrimmage, but a good play by Ware, knocking him down to the 33-yard line. The gain is 4 by the highly touted running back Cedric Benson, and it's second down and 6 yards to go. Jim, you were going over those stats. How many yards did Benson have in the first half?
He had 95, Frank, on 10 carries.
80 on one carry.
84 yards on one carry, and he had 10 yards right on the last play of the half. So really, 94 yards on two carries.
Second down, about 6 yards to go from their own 33. Pitch to Benson, sweeping left. He is out to the 35 and knocked down the 36-yard line. Got about 3 more on that play is Darren Smith, a 245-pound junior tackle, and junior linebacker Lucas Jackson combined on the tackle. With the football resting on the 36-yard line of Midland Lee, the Rebels of Midland Lee will have third down and about 3.5 yards needed for the first down. Call it third down and 3.
And Frank, Benson looks fresh coming out in this second half. They've gone to him on the first 2 plays, and he's running hard here in the second half of play.
A wide receiver comes wide to the right side of the field. It's Jody Walser for Midland Lee. Everybody else is in tight. Third down, 3 yards to go, and they pitch it out.
He's
Benson in trouble. Rebels after and pulling him down for a loss back at the 32-yard line. Good penetration by the Rebels as Lucas Jackson led the charge along with the other linebacker Glentrell Ware, and Benson never got on track in the backfield. He is knocked down back at the 33. They lose 3. It's fourth down, about 7 yards to go, and it looks as if the Rebels of Midland Lee will be in punt formation as they cannot move the football in their opening possession of the third quarter.
And that's what Coach Alves and Coach Arledge wanted to happen. They kicked off for the second time in this football game in the second half, and they wanted Midland Lee to go 3 and out, and that's what they've done, pinning this punt attempt.
Michael Wynn is in punt formation, and J.J. Johnson, the dangerous J.J., is back there to return the punt once again. Rebels may be coming, and no, they won't. 2-man rush. There's a kick away. J.J. on the run, has it to 36, comes to the 40, runs into his own man, and goes out to the 44-yard line and goes down there. So the Rebels with pretty good field position to begin the third quarter of play. Their opening possession of the third period. First down and 10 yards to go. Their own 44-yard line after a 32-yard punt by Midland Lee's Michael Wynn and a 7-yard return by the Rebels' J.J. Johnson.
And Coach Chow's looking like a genius. 3 and out. These Rebels have it at their own 44. Great field position.
You're absolutely right. Rebels in the slot formation and running the option, pitching out. J.J. from room 45 midfield down to the 46-yard line of Midland Lee and a 10-yard gain and a first down run off the option by J.J. Johnson. Took it down the line on the right side. Tucker faked to the fullback bench and pitched to J.J. Another good run by J.J. with some good moves, Jim. And a first down at the 44-yard line of Midland Lee where the linebacker, Mark Gonzalez, made the tackle.
And a good job by Gonzalez in making that stop. Had he not tackled J.J., J.J. could have scored.
This time, Bostic in the slot comes to the left side as the Rebels also have a wide receiver out there. Here's the quarterback, Tucker, keeping this time to the 40, down to the 36-yard line, and almost another 10 yards by Mitch Tucker this time as Paul Gonzalez knocks him down. Tucker again running the option, this time back to the near side as he faked inside, and the quarterback kept it himself, and he is down to the 36-yard line, or very near it, where the Rebels have second down and less than a yard needed for the first down.
It looks like Mitch Tucker having some problems with his helmet. They're trying to get that fixed now as the 25-second clock has begun starting. And he has his helmet off, and he's at the 42-yard line. They don't have a quarterback.
They're going to have to call a timeout, I would imagine. He's going to hurry back out there, but only 14 seconds on the snap clock as he quickly goes to the huddle. Let's see if the Rebels can run the play. And they don't need a 5-yard penalty here. 7 seconds showing at the line of scrimmage. Second down, about a half a yard needed for the first down. And here's Tucker faking, looking to throw long, and he fires it down the field. McVay at the 5. He cannot get to it. It is incomplete. Miller McVay flying down the sideline. The pass just over his outstretched fingertips and incomplete. Tim Norman on the coverage. A good idea, though, Jim, on second down and short as they tried to get it all. Now it's going to be third down and about a half a yard to go.
Great call by Coach Childs and offensive coordinator Scott Stone, and they just weren't able to connect, but the play was there.
And especially when you consider that they used all that time and had to run out there and get the snap off. Had a chance to catch him napping.
You're right.
Maybe they did it on purpose.
Maybe so.
Never know. Third down, a half a yard to go, and the fullback has it. First down run inside the 35. Edward Dade bangs it down to the 32-yard line on a first down run as David Daykill, the defensive end, made the stop. First down, West Monroe, the 32-yard line of Midland Lee.
Frank, is that the first time we've seen Edward Dade run the football?
Maybe tonight.
I think it is. Ray Ending says that's his first carry of the ball game.
And a first down to the Midland Lee 32. Good drive going. Good strategy by the Rebels kicking off to begin the second half. Got good field position. Now here's Tucker faking, running the option, pitching out. JJ has it to the 30, 25, break a tackle to the 20. He is finally down inside the 20 at about the 17-yard line of Midland Lee. J.R. Brown ran him down over there finally, but another great run by J.J. Johnson taking the pitch off the option, and that pitch came awfully late that time as Tucker strung it out and really may have thrown that thing forward as he pitched it out, and J.J. made a great run after he got the pitch out.
He did a great job just catching that pitch. That pitch was dangerously close to being a forward pass and potentially a fumble.
That ball is on the 15-yard line. It's first down and 10 there for the Rebels with 8 minutes and 19 seconds to play in the third quarter. West Monroe ahead 17-8 in this football game with a good drive going. From the 15, Tucker fakes and keeps and goes for 3, 4, maybe 5. Down near the 10-yard line is Mitch Tucker. Call it a 5-yard gain as Tucker keeps it off the option. And Tucker, really known as a throwing quarterback, is doing a great job operating this option running attack tonight.
And not only operating it, but operating to the extent where he's running the football effectively. And I know that was your point. You're right. He reminds me a lot of Maxie Causey. We pigeonholed him as a throwing quarterback, but he could run the option pretty well, too.
Speaking of Maxie, he's doing great now for those Bulldogs, isn't he? Second down play. Here's a give to Dade inside, and he's knocked down about the 8-yard line. A couple of yards inside for Dade, so the Rebels have third down about 3 as Gonzalez, Mark Gonzalez, the linebacker, made the tackle. So West Monroe is inside the 10-yard line this opening drive of the second half, and it's been a very impressive one. Started with good field position back around the Rebel 46-yard line, I believe it
44.
was. 44-yard line. They've driven it right down the field, and right now on the 8-yard line of Lee, have it third down and 3 yards to go on a big third down possession play. Quarterback Mitch Tucker with an eye behind him is going to take the ball and fake and keep it himself, and he's going to fight his way forward. He's near first down territory, the 5-yard line, and a good run by Tucker with defenders holding on. He kept driving down the field, and Jimmy's going to be very close to the first down marker, down around the 5-yard line. They may bring the chains out to measure this. Again, Mark Gonzalez, the linebacker, made the tackle. They say no, it's short. It's fourth down, about a yard, maybe less than a yard. Bill, how close is it?
Bill just made...
Well, guys, just about a yard, maybe a little less than a yard. Got to get on just inside the 5-yard line, just inside the 5-yard line. The football.
So the Rebels, here we go. Fourth down, about a yard, less than a yard needed for the first down. Football on the 5-yard line. I backfield, and here's the fullback with it. It's going to be close at the 4-yard line. I think they got it. Now, a flag goes down late, an extremely late flag. Edward Dade got the ball, I think, running it straight ahead that time. He was stacked up around the 4. Going to be close for the first down as Pilato and Threat made the tackle. But let's see what the flag is all about. Personal foul, Midland Lee, doesn't matter. The Rebels get the first down anyway. May have had it at the 4, but now with a half the distance penalty penalty, it certainly will be a first down and goal to go for the Rebels.
Bill, tell us about the penalty. Did he pick up the first down without the aid of the penalty?
Would have had the first down, guys, without the penalty, but when a Midland Lee player came in there late and popped Dade, and that drew the immediately, and so now it's first down, half a distance at the yard line.
All at the 2-yard line. First down and goal to go, West Monroe. The fullback is Edward Dade. The tailback is J.J. Johnson. And here we go. Rebels leading at 17-8, trying to add to it midway through the third quarter.
It looks like Midland Lee, are the officials going to take a timeout, or is Midland Lee taking a timeout, Bill?
Rebels are coming to the sideline. The Midland Lee Rebels have not, so we're not sure. We'll keep it here until we know about that. We'll pass this along to you, though. Let's talk trash for construction, industrial, commercial, waste removal, quality service, and competitive pricing. No one talks trash like Waste Systems of Louisiana, one of our many fine sponsors. And also our appreciation to Golson AeroPress, convenient fuel and service for your home, farm, or industry with portable gas for camping, mobile homes, and travel trailers.
Midland Lee has taken a timeout because this is certainly a critical possession as West Monroe has the ball at about the 2-yard line. Thanks to Todd Bates, Century 21 Westgate, the sportsman's choice. Todd Bates, Century 21 Westgate. Call Todd for all of your real estate needs.
And as always, our thanks to Scooter Pleasant, the fine folks at Century Tail, for all of their help in these West Monroe broadcasts. Now we have 6:29 remaining in the third quarter. The Rebels, with their opening possession of the third quarter, taking it down to the 2, and here we go. First down, goal to go from the 2. Quarterback sneak, Tucker straight ahead, wedging the football, and he didn't quite get in. Going to bring up second down and goal to go. He is inside the 1-yard line. Just took that ball and wedged it behind that blocking wall. And Chris Valerie, Rundell Hill, Hank Hamilton, Andrew Whitworth, and William Gregory. Fred Threat, the 305-pound tackle, and others stopping him for Midland Lee.
Looked like they just tried to sneak it in behind those big guys, and they came close to doing it.
Demario Taylor is the tailback back there, I believe, this time, as the Rebels go from the 1-yard line. The quarterback, Tucker, has Edward Dade at fullback. 1 yard away, trying to add to the lead. Here's Tucker faking, keeping. Touchdown, Rebels! Mitch Tucker off the option. Faked it to Dade, kept it down the line to the left side, and turned it in a yard out. It's a 56-yard drive for the score, and the Rebels have added 6 more.
And Frank, what a big score that was. That was a 56-yard drive, the first time the Rebels touched the ball in the second half. A great decision by Coach House to kick off again in the second half of play. He kicked off to start this game, and I tell you what, you've got to like West Monroe's chances now. The game is far from over, but they're looking solid.
And with a 23-8 lead, the Rebels will go for 2. They've done that twice earlier unsuccessfully. 3 yards away, here's Mitch Tucker down under. And he'll take the ball and pitch it out. Sweeping left is J.J. He's hitting the backfield. He fumbles, and the try for 2 again is no good, but yet the score stands. And with 5:49 to play in the third quarter, it's West Monroe 23, Midland Lee 8. You're listening to West Monroe football. Uniforms on across the way and entertaining the crowd, and we appreciate them and the job they do. Now the Rebels are going to kick it off with 5:49 left here in the third quarter. And looking good, Jim, here in the third period.
They are, and I certainly missed the Rebel band not being able to perform at halftime. That's something everyone looks forward to each and every game.
Lee Deal has it teed up, and he will kick it off for the Rebels as Gennard Lee is deep. There's a nice kickoff by Deal. Going to be kicked out of bounds, though, across the way, so the Midland Lee Rebels will get it down on the 35-yard line. Let's send it down to the sidelines and check in with Bill.
Well, guys, I tell you right now, there's a lot of credit can go to Mitch Tucker as he's, I think, come of age running that option tonight. But I think more importantly, as I've had an opportunity to view this more inside the trenches, has been one that Rebel offensive line, and the offensive line Monroe has continued to press his men, to stay in their face, get after it, never give up. Right down, and he said this was a big drive, and it indeed was, to open the second half after a defensive stand.
Midland Lee from its own 35-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go. And Hand has got a fake to Benson and roll left. Rebels after him, passes away and caught out of the 44 and down to the 45. About a 10-yard gain of that completed pass into the hands of Cedric Benson. Mims Boyce made the tackle. So Benson, who runs the ball, makes the catch of the pass that time. And Midland Lee gets about 10, maybe 11 yards on the play, out to just across, call it the 45. First down and 10 yards to go for the Rebels of Midland Lee.
Lucas Jackson coming off to the field. He's shaken up. He's going to be replaced by Ron Hummel. And right now, J.R. Hayden is eased out from his defensive tackle position. He's playing the right defensive
in position.
Ricky Gio out of the game with a concussion right now. First down play for Midland Lee, and the quarterback rolls right, passes back the other way, and bounces it into the hands of the tight end. An incomplete pass, and Darren Smith bearing down, had a bead on Hand, and Hand let that thing go extremely early.
And Frank, had Darren Smith not applied pressure and forced that bad throw, if they could have gotten the screen pass to Cedric Benson that time, Cedric Benson might have taken it the distance. That play was well set up, but Darren Smith disrupted everything.
He had some pressure coming. Under duress was junior quarterback Nick Hand. And so now it is second down and 10 yards to go for Lee with 5:23 to play in the third quarter, and they trail 23-8 to the West Monroe Rebels. Sean Murphy in the game at fullback, 240-pounder, a sophomore. And the quarterback Hand back to throw it again, sets up a screen for Benson, has it hit immediately, losing yardage back at the 40. In fact, he dropped the football. Case Sanders was there. Smell that play out, Jim, and made the play as it arrived. The pass arrived into the hands of Benson. He dropped it, and that's good for Midland Lee because they would have lost 5 yards on the completed pass.
And that's an old Don Chow's trick. If you run a play, but you, for some reason, the offense doesn't execute, but it was wide open, come right back to it. They did. Midland Lee, they came to the screen, this time to the other side.
Way.
But Case Sanders recognized it and made a great play.
So Midland Lee has third down and 10 from its own 45-yard line. As Nick Hand, Mark signals, takes the ball, gives to Benson, hit in the backfield.
No, he got it.
He said the Rebels took the foot. No, the quarterback keeps it, and it's intercepted by Frost, and he returns back to the 40. He is hit hard and dropped at the 44-yard line. My apologies, folks. I lost the football, but the quarterback faked the football, passed it upfield, and Jared Frost with a great interception, and the Rebels have the ball at their own 44-yard line. First down, Rebels right there.
What a play. And I tell you what, I thought Benson had the ball as for the second time your Coke is knocked over. But I thought Benson had the ball, but they faked it inside to Benson. The defenders really crowded Benson and tackled Benson on the play. And then lo and behold, the quarterback still had it. Great fake, but Jared Frost came up big with the interception.
Jared Frost has had a big game again tonight. And here are the Rebels first down and 10 from their own 44-yard line. After that interception by Frost, and there's a timeout on the field before play is started. So with this, we'll pause and return. It's 23-8 the Rebels. This is West Monroe. Play at Rebels Stadium. First down and 10 the Rebels, their own 44-yard line. Rebels first down the 44. Here's Tucker faking, back to pass the ball for Turner. Has it the 40, and he's out of bounds at the 38-yard line of Midland Lee. And a great catch, Jim, by Michael Turner as Tucker faked inside, took a step back, and threw it downfield. Great catch by Turner. First down the Rebels in Midland Lee territory at the 38-yard line as Gonzalez knocked him out of bounds, but a very fine catch by Michael Turner.
A great catch by Turner, but Tucker with a perfect throw. There was a defender to the inside, so the ball had to be thrown to the outside. It was, and a big reception, big completion.
Here's a new formation by the Rebels this time as the running back goes left, gets the pass. That's J.J. in the backfield, hit as he crosses the 36-yard line down there. Short gain of about a yard on the play. Tim Dorman made the tackle. Tucker took the snap and just made a quick pass into the left flat into the hands of J.J. But again, it was a lateral pass. It was thrown behind him, so he had to catch the ball, and he was tackled almost immediately.
They had three running backs. It looked like they were in a straight T. It's just that the straight T was so far, they were split so far out that it didn't look like that.
So it's second and about 9 for the Rebels. The football on the 37-yard line of Midland Lee. Here's a more traditional slot eye, and Tucker's going to hand it off. J.J. has it inside the 35. He bangs it down to the 30-yard line. Inside the 30 goes J.J. Paul Gonzalez made the tackle as, again, J.J. Johnson having a big night. We'll update his stats in just a moment. As the Rebels got good blocking up front, Jim, by that whole forward wall.
Chris Valerie, the center, Hank Hamilton, Rundell Hill, Andrew Whitworth, and William Gregory. Frank, they're really starting to take over this football game as J.J. Johnson now with 88 yards and on 12 carries.
Not counting the ones they've called back. So here are the Rebels third down, a couple of yards to go from inside the 30-yard line. J.J. again has it, hit and stopped at the 30-yard line. Going to bring up fourth down. No gain in the play. In fact, lost a little bit on that play back around the 31 as J.J. took the handoff and ran right into the waiting hands of linebacker J.R. Brown, who nailed him at the 31. So it's fourth down, about 3 yards to go now for the Rebels at the Midland Lee 31-yard line.
J.J. came into the game with 21 attempts, 139 yards. He's got 13 carries, 87 yards, and a touchdown tonight.
Big play, 4th and 3. This is the second possession of the second half by the Rebels. It's been a good drive, and here's Tucker faking, keeping his room. First down to the 25-24-yard line goes Tucker. Plenty of running room for Mitch Tucker off the option as he faked inside to the fullback and kept it himself on a first down. The Rebels at the 24-yard line of Midland Lee as Robert Rhodes, the linebacker, finally made the tackle.
Frank, what's impressive about Tucker, last week he did it with his arm, throwing the football. This week he's doing it primarily running the football and executing that option.
Indeed. Clock running, 3:07 remaining third quarter, 23-8. West Monroe is leading the game, but in firm control of this contest, especially here in the second half.
23-8, you're right, and they're driving again. If they can put points on the board here, that might shut the door.
McVeigh and Barfield are wide to the right side. Everybody else is in tight on first down from the 24-yard line of Midland Lee, and now Mitch steps out and asks for timeout. We'll pause and return.
Didn't make it. He didn't make it,
He
Frank.
didn't get the timeout? Hold it. We'll keep it here then.
The play clock ran out before he got the timeout.
It's going to be a delay of game call, so they'll step off the yardage, and I assume will not have the timeout call then. The 5-yard penalty will back West Monroe up to about the 29-yard line. And first and 15, looks as if they're going to make them take the timeout anyway.
No.
The coaches are sending them back out there. Yeah, I guess we're going to
continue
to play.
Yeah, they don't want the timeout. They thought it was a timeout, so they came over to the sidelines, but now Chow is saying, look, we got the penalty, so get back on the field.
So the Rebels hustle back out there. The West Monroe Rebels do. First down and 15 now from the Midland Lee 29-yard line. Dade will be the fullback this time, and the tailback is going to be, I believe, DeMario Taylor. JJ's still there. And a fake by Tucker, who's back to pass, and he throws for Dade, and he has it at the 15, and he's down about the 13-yard line. J.R. Brown made the hit, and a nice job again by the Rebels as Tucker faked with a play action, Jim, and found Edward Dade open, and a first down to the 13-yard line.
Now, Frank, that's a pretty good catch for a fullback coming out of the backfield.
Well, that's a 165-pound fullback, but yeah, you're right. A great catch by little Edward Dade. First down, Rebels at the 13-yard line.
And offensive coordinator's Scott Stone's wife, Cindy, is up here, and she certainly approved of that play call.
So the Rebels keeping this drive going now with a football inside the 15 around the 13 as McVeigh and Barfield go wide right. Rebels operate with a tight end in the football game and an I backfield back there behind the quarterback, and they jump. It's going to cost them 5 as they jump before the snap of the football that time.
I want to say happy birthday to Leon Melatella. Now I know why Cindy Stone was up here.
I saw Leon down in the lobby during the halftime a while ago. Didn't know it was his birthday, or I would have wished him happy birthday.
I didn't either.
So the 5-yard step off against the Rebels of West Monroe moves it back to around the 18-yard line, and it's first down and 15 yards to go there.
And let's see if the Rebels can overcome yet another penalty.
2 minutes, 9 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Again, it'll be the duo of McVeigh and Barfield wide to the right side of the football field. J.J. Johnson, the tailback. Dade, the fullback, behind Mitch Tucker. Now the officials are going to step in, and I think they're going to get another delay of game call.
No, it's number 34, the tight end, Britton Barnes, I think, jumped a little bit early. And so that's going to move them back 5 yards. It's tough enough to pick up first down and 10 when you have first and 10, but now it's going to be first and 20. Just 2 mental mistakes.
Ball is back to the 24-yard line, and they need to go to about the 4 for the first down. First down and 20 yards to go. 2 straight 5-yard penalties against the Rebels after a very fine drive to get them down there.
That's right, Frank. And I really believe that a touchdown here almost could put this game out of reach. That's how important this drive is and how important those 2 penalties now loom.
Same formation, a slot set to the right side of the wide side of the football field. Tucker runs into the fullback, pitches out to J.J. in trouble and knocked down, though, at the 25-yard line, and a flag goes down on the play. J.J. had lost a yard on the play as Paul Gonzalez made the tackle. Let's see what the penalty indication is.
They threw it right at Adam Barfield, the receiver, and he was cracking back on one of the defenders, and so I anticipate there might be a penalty against him. I hope it's not, but they're talking to Midland Lee, so that could be the call.
Well, the Rebels already have suffered 2 5-yard penalties in this drive. They had that thing down to about the 14-yard line. Now they're going to step off some more yardage against West Monroe, this time for a clip. 5, 10, 15 yards, so that's a total of 25 yards in penalties now. The ball's back to the 41-yard line. That's about a 17-yard penalty.
So it was first down and 10 at the 14. West Monroe in great position at the Midland Lee 14. Now it's first down, and I'm not sure how long.
Long way to go.
But the ball's at the 41. They have to go
to about the 4.
To the 4-yard line. So 37 yards maybe.
You got it. Here are the Rebels in a pro eye this time on first down, and Tucker's going to fake and roll right. Looks to throw it. He fires. The pass caught it down to the 29-yard line. Great reception by Britton Barnes, the tight end. He had a great catch last week, too, and a diving reception by Barnes, a fine athlete. Damon Johnson made the tackle. So the Rebels get some of that penalty yardage back to the 29-yard line. Picked up about 12 yards on that completed pass. It'll be second down, and they, as I said, they need to go to the 4, so it's second down, about 25 yards to go.
Frank, that was an impressive catch. That ball was thrown
really
low,
was.
And Britt Barnes picked it up off his shoelaces almost, and a big reception.
He had a big catch last week, you might remember, late.
He took a lick after he caught the last one.
Trips left, 3 wide receivers to the left side this time for West Monroe, and second down and long, and backpedaling is Tucker to throw, and he steps up to run, and they have him and knock him down about the 28-yard line. So it'll be third down and long. Mark Gonzalez, the middle linebacker, there to make the tackle. Tucker back to throw, could find nobody open, and just kept it straight up the center that time, and got a yard. So it's third down and long. The Rebels need to go to the 4-yard line for the first down.
So it's 29. They've got to go to the 4, so they need about 25. And West Monroe might be, I'm not sure. Are they taking a timeout here, guys?
I think they're letting the clock run down.
Okay.
The third quarter is going to come to an end. Stay tuned for the final period of play from Rebels Stadium. It's West Monroe 23, Midland Lee 8. This is West Monroe football. Stadium about to begin the fourth quarter play. Let's check in with Bill before play resumes here.
Well, guys, just when I praised the offensive line and their play, they made some mental errors and have gotten themselves in a pretty good fix here, third down and about 20 yards to go. But more importantly, they ran most of that third quarter clock out. Midland Lee only had the ball 2 times, the first possession 3 and out, the third and 20.
Third and long, actually third and 25, Bill, from the 29-yard line. And here's Tucker back to throw, looks over the middle, has a man on the 20, down to the 15-yard line goes to Mario Taylor. So they got some yardage back. The ball's down to the 15-yard line. J.R. Brown made the tackle. So now it is fourth down and about 11 for the Rebels. They're in field goal territory, Jim, so what do you do?
Well, they're in field goal territory, but I don't know that 3 points at this stage does them much good, Frank, because they're 15 points ahead, although it put them more than 2 scores ahead. But really, that pass allowed West Monroe to go for it here on fourth down, that pass completion.
And going for it, fourth down, 11 yards to go. Football on the 15-yard line as quarterback Mitch Tucker takes the ball and fakes running a reverse play to Bostic. They're after him. He gets by one man, another, but now he's going down back to the 19-yard line, and Midland Lee is going to take over the football. A good idea. It just didn't work.
It looked like they spelled that play out all the way.
Yeah, Robert Rogers, the linebacker, diagnosed the play and made it, and got a couple of scores, Jim.
Nebo 21, Wassman nothing, and Washita 33, and Longview, the Lobos 14.
Pat Collins and his return to the Lions Den out there, having a long night against John Causey's Washita Lions.
Not a happy homecoming thus far for Pat Collins.
Of course, this Collins, Longview lost to this team. They trailed 40-0 at halftime to Midland Lee. Right now, first down and 10 yards to go at the 19. Benson room, 25-30, goes to the 35. Benson out to the 40, spinning out to the 44-yard line. Good run by Cedric Benson. Ron Backmeth made the tackle, but a 25-yard ramble by the 196-pound senior, the All-American running back, and he got it to the 44. Benson, is already committed to play at the University of Texas next year. An outstanding running back. We told you he ran for 3,526 yards last year. He scored 44 touchdowns, and he's a prime candidate to be he could possibly be the outstanding offensive player in America. Right now, first down for Midland Lee at their own 44, and Benson gets it again. It runs the right side across the 45, goes to midfield, and finally down inside the 45 with the Rebels at the 44. Ron Backmeth made the tackling. Hard running again by Cedric Benson, and a first down for Midland Lee at the West Monroe Rebel 44-yard line.
And Frank Chase Bostic now playing a little defense. He was in at the right cornerback position. He's now being replaced by DJ Holloway, but all of a sudden, just like that, the Rebels have a golden opportunity to score with the ball first and 10 at the Midland Lee 14, and now they don't. Midland Lee's driving in West Monroe territory.
Nick Hand has a couple of running backs behind him, and he's going to give it to Benson again, and he's going to ramble to the 40, to the 35, and finally down to the 30-yard line. Benson running the best he's run the entire game in the last 3 carries.
Frank, he's come to life, and I tell you what, Midland Lee has come to life, and that's how important that last drive was. I think a touchdown could have slammed the door, and right now the Rebel defense back on their heels, and I think Jerry Arledge wants a timeout.
Littrell Ware made the tackle on Benson. The Rebels have asked for a timeout. We'll pause and return with 10:29 to go. It's West Monroe 23, Midland Lee 8. You're listening to West Monroe football. Midland Lee, first down and 10 yards to go from their own 31-yard line, and here we go. Benson gets it again, and this time he's hit and stopped. He gets 2 yards as he gets it to the 29-yard line. He'd had 3 very successful runs in a row, but that time the Rebels stop him after only a 2-yard gain as J.R. Hayden, the All-American tackle, and linebacker Lucas Jackson knock him down on the Rebel 29-yard line. It's second down and 8 yards to go now for Midland.
And Frank, now Benson with 17 carries and 148 yards. So as you mentioned, he's really turned it on this possession.
This is the best drive they've had the entire ball game. They got that long run from Benson in the first half, but it wasn't really a drive. And here they are giving him a football again, and he runs right, and Rebels after him and knocking him down for a 2-3-yard loss. Case Sanders came shooting across there, made the tackle on Cedric Benson back at the 32-yard line. They lose 3 yards on the play to make it third down and about 11 yards to go, and that was a terrific play by Case Sanders.
It certainly was. Case Sanders made that tackle in the open field on Cedric Benson. And I thought Midland Lee dodged a bullet there, Frank, because I thought they had one of their linemen move a little bit early. But no penalty flag was called, but they still lost yardage on the play.
Lost 3, and it's third down and about 11 yards to go. So let's see what the Rebels of Midland will do on this play. From their own 32, they fake, and Hand rolls to the left side. He's going to run the ball. The quarterback Hand to the 30, to the 25, pulled down to the 25-yard line by Lucas Jackson. So Hand is going to be short of the first down by about 3 or 4 yards as he is brought down on the West Monroe 25-yard line. It is fourth down, 4 yards to go now for Midland Lee. If this is their best drive of the football game.
And no hesitation here. The Rebels from Midland Lee will go for it. Great call that time, but I tell you what, Lucas Jackson,
he ran him down, didn't he?
He ran him down. It looked like the quarterback was going to run and run and run, but Lucas did a great job. Big play.
Big Andrew Whitworth has entered the game defensively for West Monroe. Midland Lee, fourth down and 4 from its own 25-yard line. High backfield behind Nick Hand. Pitch out goes to Benson. Hit by Jackson. He loses yardage back at the 27. Lucas Jackson came shooting across there and nailed him just as Benson took the pitch out. Rebels take over on down.
Oh, man. Glentrell Ware knifed through. He just shot through like a cannon. Forced Cedric Benson to run inside, and then Lucas Jackson leveled him. I tell you what, give Jerry Arledge credit. His kids executed, but he had his players in the right.
Let's go to the field. Let's go to the field and Bill Norris.
Just a great job, and we talked about the advantage to have Jerry Arledge coach defense, and those kids have executed wonderfully.
Tucker fakes on first down and keeps and is stopped at the 30-yard line. So Tucker kind of weaves his way forward for 2 or 3 yards as Fred Threat made the tackle. Was that some play by Lucas Jackson?
Unbelievable play. But don't forget Glentrell Ware. He came in first, and he forced Cedric Benson to keep it inside a little longer than he wanted to, and then Lucas Jackson made the tackle.
Second down. Rebels, second down, 7. Clock running with 7:53 remaining in the game. 23-8. West Monroe leads in this football game. Here's West Monroe at its own 30-yard line on second and 7. The quarterback fakes, back to throw. They're after him, and he got away, and finally Mitch Tucker hit hard and dropped at the 30. He got away from a defender, and as he was trying to head back upfield, he ran into a freight train, and Mark Gonzalez, the linebacker, who really nailed him, but Mitch is up quickly, and the Rebels have third down and 7. No gain on the play. He took a hit.
Boy, he really did. My goodness. He didn't go down after that first tackle, but maybe he should have. Now he's kind of wishing, I think, that he would have. They were trying to fake inside and hit Miller McVeigh going deep, but they just weren't able to execute. Not much blocking along the line that time, and a lot of pressure on Mitch Tucker.
Mitch ran over to the coach on the sidelines and asked if somebody get that license number. Here are the Rebels at their own 30. Third down and 7, and Tucker takes the ball and hands off to J.J. running outside of the 35, 40, out of bounds at the 44-yard line, and a first down run by J.J. Johnson. Turned the corner, Jim, and found daylight. Pete Bryant got him out of bounds. Another terrific run by J.J.
And Frank, he now has 14 carries, 101 yards on the evening. J.J. Johnson has really been the spark offensively.
Folks came to see Cedric Benson. They're seeing J.J. Johnson.
That's right.
First down, West Monroe at its own 44-yard line as Miller McVeigh and Adam Barfield go wide to the right side of the football field. Banks is the fullback. JJ's the tailback. Rebels ask for timeout. We'll be back. This is West Monroe football.
Welcome back to Rebel Stadium. We're taking a bite of peanuts here during the break. 6:56 remaining in the ball game, Frank. The Rebels lead it 23-8.
Cleaning up the counter from all the cold drink spills. First down for West Monroe now as they operate on their own 44-yard line, 23-8, and really in firm control of this game. West Monroe outplayed Midland Lee in the first half, Jim, but it really outplayed them here in the second half.
Well, they certainly have. They've dominated the second half of play with a touchdown to go up. 23-8.
Banks the fullback. JJ's at tailback. Mitch Tucker at quarterback. Takes the ball, fakes, passes over the middle, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Britton Barnes, the intended receiver. He was open. The ball thrown maybe a little bit high. Pete Bryant on the coverage, so an incomplete pass, and West Monroe at its own 44-yard line will have second down and 10 yards to go.
Britton Barnes was unable to hang on that time. Made a great catch on his last reception. And that one, I know he wishes he had back because that's a catch he normally will make.
Ball kind of sailed on him a little bit, I believe.
It was a tough catch, a little bit behind him, but those are the kinds that receivers feel like they always want to make the play on.
Second and 10, the Rebels, their own 44-yard line. The West Monroe Rebels as Mitch Tucker runs the option and fakes and pitches out to JJ. 45 down at the 50, the 49-yard line of Midland Lee. That's going to be a 7-yard gain by JJ off the option. Paul Gonzalez made the tackle along with Mark Gonzalez, the middle linebacker, and the Rebels have executed this option beautifully tonight. And Coach Offensive Coordinator Scott Stone said they would, and certainly they have.
Well, they certainly have. That's now 15 carries for 108 yards. A lot of people wondered if this West Monroe team could run the football. They proved it here tonight.
Third down 3 for West Monroe, the 49-yard line of Midland Lee. Clock running with a little better than 6 minutes to play in this football game. Tucker has an eye backfield behind him, takes his time, fakes inside, pitches out. JJ the other way. He is down to the 45-yard line on a first down run. He needed 3. He got 5. Ashley Jackson made the tackle. First down. Rebels at the Midland Lee 45.
And JJ racking up the yardage. 16 carries, 113 yards, and a big first down run.
That was a third down possession play. So West Monroe keeps it going. And every possession of the second half as the Rebels have moved the ball very well.
They really have. They've controlled the clock in the second half. 3 downs and out on the first 2 series for Midland Lee. And then Cedric Benson got them going with a couple of first downs, 3 or 4, but then they shut him down on that last series.
Barfield and Bosty go to the right side. McVeigh is left. Banks and J.J. Johnson in the backfield behind Mitch Tucker. First down the 45. Banks has the ball to the 45.
There he goes.
35-yard line goes Banks. He got 10 yards up the gut. Ran to the 40, then the 35. Quick opener inside, hard running by Mark Banks as Ashley Jackson made the tackle. Those kind of runs remind you of his big brother Tommy. First down, the Rebels at the 35-yard line of Midland Lee.
And after watching Mark Banks for a couple of years, they remind us a lot of Mark Banks now. And I tell you what, he ought to go back and pat JJ on the back and say, hey, buddy, thanks for running wide and making so much yardage because you gave me some room that time up the middle.
Rebels in the slot formation. A wide receiver right will be Miller McVeigh. And Barfield and Bostic are to the left side. That same formation they usually use. First down and 10 from the 35-yard line. And Banks has it again.
There he goes.
He's the 30, 25, 20. Banks to the 15, the 10. Runs over a man to the 5. Touchdown, Rebels. Mark Banks scores from 35 yards out. And Jamie ran over tacklers along the way. He wouldn't be stopped.
Oh, my. What a run by Mark Banks. Hey, Bill, was that impressive or what?
That'll make a highlight film anytime, any place. Mark Banks that said, look, I hadn't had a chance to score tonight. Give me the ball one more time. I'm going to take it all the way to the house. And that's exactly it. And he took 2 with him as the safety at about the 17-yard line.
73-yard drive, capped off by a 35-yard run by Mark Banks for the touchdown. Mark with his 4th touchdown of the year. Here comes the extra point try by Lee Deal. The snap, the placement, the kick is up, and the kick is no good. The Rebels miss it with 5:02 to play. It's 29-8. West Monroe will be back. You're listening to West Monroe Football. Big brother Tommy, he really looked like it on that last play as he rambles in from 35 yards out, runs over tacklers along the way, skipped by some, ran over others, and the Rebels now lead it 29-8 with 5:02 to play.
Frank, listen to these rushing stats now. Mitch Tucker, 16 carries, 44 yards. Mark Banks, 8 carries, 64 yards. And, of course, J.J. Johnson, we've been keeping you up to date. 16 carries, 113 yards. Day, 2 carries for 6 yards. So that rushing attack beginning to gel. in this ball game tonight, particularly in the second half.
Lee Deal is going to kick it off for the Rebels now as West Monroe is up that lead. And highly rated Midland Lee has Jannard Lee back in the middle. They were ranked number, 17 in the nation in the USA Today poll. The Rebels were 21. West Monroe should certainly move up in that poll, as well as the other national polls. Already number 1 in the state of Louisiana. Here comes the kickoff by Lee Deal. It's hit extremely high. Lee is on his 10, takes it there and returns to the 15, goes to the 20, and he's going to be spilled about the 25, 26-yard line. So Midland Lee will take it once again from their own 26, but they have been dominated by these West Monroe Rebels here in the second half. Luke Sanders, the freshman, along with Justin Folks on the tackle on the kickoff team.
Frank, was that you that turned on the sprinkler system over at the baseball field?
Wasn't I? I don't know how to do it.
They're watering the field over there. Of course, we got quite a downpour at the beginning of this football game.
Here comes Midland Lee, first down and 10, its own 26-yard line. Quarterback, Nick Hand, is going to fake and roll right, wants to throw back to Benson, has him at the 25, gets by to the 30. Benson goes to the 35-40, knocked down the 43-yard line. They get about 17 yards of that completed screen pass. The flag's down, though. Hold everything. And the Rebels did a good job in tackling Benson. Jared Frost and J.R. Hayden coming back from the defensive line position to make the tackle on Benson. They're going to call it back. Jim, it's going against the visiting Rebels of Midland Lee.
I'm not sure what the call is going to be, but that's the play that they had. Open a couple of times. They just couldn't make it work. That time, it came within a whisker of going the distance. And let's see, they're still talking. So it's going to be against West Monroe.
Going the other way. Move the ball to the Midland Lee 42-yard line. It is going to be a first down there for Midland Lee. 4:45 left in this football game. High backfield behind quarterback Nick Hand. Benson got in the eye at tailback. Benson, fullback gets it this time. First carry, I believe. He's across the 45, and he pulls his way to about the 47. It's Sean Murphy, a 5'10", 240-pound sophomore fullback. Lucas Jackson knocks him down at the 47. The gain is about 4. It is second down and 6 yards to go.
That time a good job by Lucas Jackson. You can't say enough about that young man. We talked about the big play on fourth down, and he just seems to be in the right spot at the right time.
Second and 6 for the Midland Lee Rebels at their own 47-yard line. And a pitch out goes to Benson. He is hit in the backfield and dropped back at the 41. Glentrell Ware tackled him that time. He jumped up and grabbed him and spun him down roughly at the back of the 41-yard line.
And Cedric Benson is saying, look, Glentrell Ware, don't you know who I am? I've rushed for 5,500 yards in my career. You can't do that to me.
Big play by Glentrell Ware, and a loss on the play of about 5. It is third down, 11 yards to go now for Midland at their own 42-yard line. Been a tough night for Cedric Benson.
Well, he has 153 yards on the night, but not near the production he would want.
Here, the quarterback Hand fakes to him and rolls right and passes upfield, and that pass is incomplete. We'll bring up fourth down, 11 yards to go. Coverage that time by safety man Ron Macbeth. So that incomplete pass will stop the clock with 3 minutes and 14 seconds left in the game. West Monroe will remain undefeated after this football game tonight. Advance their record on the year to 4-0 and prepare for another home game next week against another formidable opponent, Clarksdale, Mississippi.
Midland Lee, Frank, averaging 40 yards a game coming into this contest, and really they scored 40 points against Longview in the first half of play as we now have a timeout.
I'm out on the field. We'll pause and return. You're listening to West Monroe football. 11 yards to go for Midland Lee High School. They're in punt formation now, their own 42. Michael Wynn is back there to punt the football, and the ever-dangerous J.J. Johnson is deep for West Monroe. Garrett Dangerfield snaps it back there, and Wynn kicks the football. Kicked it nicely. J.J. under. It's over his head, actually, and he's going to go back and pick it up all the way back around the 10-yard line, giving ground back there. Gets back to the 15, comes back to the 20, 25, J.J. 30, 35, 40, 45 midfield down to the 40. He's going all the way at the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. J.J. Johnson's in for the touchdown, and there are no flags down. 90-yard punt return by J.J. Johnson for the Rebels.
And Frank, this is his third touchdown return, but only the first one that counts. His second tonight. One was called back tonight, one was called back last week, and I tell you what, this young man with 113 yards rushing and now a 90-yard punt return, he's stolen the show.
He has stolen the show. Let's send it on the sideline. Here's Phil.
Cedric Benson who?
Well, I'll tell you what, nothing more exciting than to see J.J. Johnson running. I'll echo that sentiment, Jim. Benson who? We got one right here, J. Johnson, and he's had a phenomenal game. I'm going to have to go to work, guys, as soon as this is over one. Congratulations, great game, and say hi to Grandma. She's listening too.
The extra point is in the air and good by Lee Deal. And with 2 minutes and 52 seconds left in the game, the Rebels add another. It's West Monroe 36, Midland Lee 8. This is West Monroe football. In this football game, and West Monroe dominating highly ranked Midland Lee 36-8 right now. And JJ's had to do it 2 or 3 times, but he finally did it, a 90-yard punt return with no penalty markers on the ground.
Oh, what a run, folks. Tune in, Sunrise Communications, Tuesday night, TV 17. It's worth watching that highlight.
The kickoff by Lee Deal once again. It is extremely high, and Jannard Lee at the 15. Returning to the 20. He is hit and stopped at the 24. Did he fumble the football? I think they maintained possession at the 24-yard line. And good coverage by West Monroe on the kick team as David Batson is there on the stop for the Rebels.
And right now, the Rebel fans giving their football team, the West Monroe Rebel fans, that is, their football team a standing ovation. They played an outstanding football game tonight.
Big hand, as it is well-deserved by these West Monroe Rebels. 2 minutes remain in the game, 2 minutes and 47 seconds. 36-8 is our score.
Unbelievable.
Nick Hand and company. I think there's a new running back. Is Benson out of the game back there? Yeah, he's still back there. And here they give it to the fullback. Murphy's out to the 25-30-yard line. Stopped there after about a 6-yard gain is Murphy. Ron Hummel, the senior linebacker, who's played well and makes the tackle for the Rebels.
Frank, I was about to mention a few moments before, Midland Lee averaging 40 yards a game coming into this contest. They had 40 in their first game, 40 in their second. And last week against Longview, they had 40 in the first half. So they are certainly unaccustomed to looking up with 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter and seeing 8 points under their name.
Yeah, they're used to these kind of scores, but they're used to being on the top
of the side of it.
Here's Midland Lee on second down and 4, their own 30, and Hand fakes and rolls right, wants to throw. Going to run the ball now. Gets by one guy, hit hard and stopped at the 33. Ron Hummel with a good open field tackle from that linebacking spot. And Hand goes down short of the first down stick. It'll bring up third down about 3.
And right now, Ron Hummel injured on that last play. He's coming off the field. Lucas Jackson will replace him. Looks like he hurt his shoulder the way he's coming off the field.
He'll take a look at him. Kirk Branham will take a look at him. Actually, it's third down and 1. I think I said third 3. And Midland Lee will give it to Benson, who will get the first down, bangs it across the 35, and goes to about the 37-yard line of the Midland Lee Rebels with a minute 25 left in the game. And B.J. Simmons, who also is having a good senior year, makes the tackle for the West Monroe Rebels.
Let's tell you about some of these defenders. You've heard their names all night, but Case Sanders, Ricky Gio, of course, he's been out the second half with that concussion. J.R. Hayden, Lucas Jackson, Darren Smith, B.J. Simmons, D.J. Holloway, and Matt Richardson, Justin Folks, Blentrell Ware, Mims Boyce, Ron Hummel, Ron McBeth, and Jared Frost. Just a few of the defenders for West Monroe.
First down play for Midland Lee. His hand drops back, quick drop and pass. It is dropped, incomplete, out around the 45. The intended receiver was open on the play. I believe that was Jody Wasser, but he dropped the football. Chase Bostic was on the coverage that time. He's playing a little defense too.
They're trying to get that young man on the field. He's so talented. And Mitch Tucker has played so well that you don't want to take him out of the football game at quarterback. And so they're trying to get Chase some time.
Chase has spent some time out there. He's played most downs on offense as a wide receiver.
He has played a lot.
And he, of course, is in the secondary right now. Second and 10 for Midland Lee. And rolls right. He's going to run the football. He's out to the 40, going to run out of bounds and stop the clock with a minute left in the game. He runs out of bounds at his own 43-yard line with Ron Macbeth escorting him across the boundary. So with a minute left in the game, Midland Lee at its own 43-yard line. We'll have third down, about 5 yards to go. Third and 4, let's say. With 1 minute left in this football game.
Once again, want to thank Wingstop and Kay Flowers and Pam Renfro for the great buffalo wings that they brought us tonight. We certainly enjoyed those. I stayed away from, what do you call it, the atomic wings? I stayed away from those.
And also Chick-fil-A, also providing refreshments in the press box tonight. We always appreciate Chick-fil-A as well.
David Benson.
Third down 4. Benson for Lee gets it, and he's across the 45 to midfield and knocked down to the Rebel, West Monroe Rebel 47-yard line. So they'll get a first down on that play with 53 seconds to go. Again, Ron Macbeth is on the tackle. West Monroe is going to remain undefeated. They have been number 1 in Louisiana the entire year, but they will move up in the national polls after this most impressive win over highly ranked and highly touted Midland Lee High School from Midland, Texas. They were going to have a long ride home at any rate, but now it's going to be a real long ride home.
A real long ride home.
First down and 10 for Midland Lee at the Rebel 47-yard line. Nick Hand takes the ball and gives to his fullback, who goes down immediately. Good play by the Rebels at the 46. Darren Smith, and he also has had a big game, Jim.
He certainly has. And I tell you what, speaking of the ride home, I'm not sure that Cedric Benson is going to sit anywhere near his offensive line on the way home. What do you think?
Yeah, he better stay friendly with those guys. They got several more games to play. Benson is a great athlete. We saw it, and he ran for over 100 yards, well over 100 tonight. Of course, he had that one big play of 84 yards in the first half, and he had 3 good runs in a row here in the second half. Here's Hand faking and keeping and running to the 40 and out of bounds across the way at about the 38-yard line. The game has come to an end, and the West Monroe Rebels have defeated Midland Lee by a score of 36-8. Wow. So the matchup of the Rebels, both the highly ranked Rebels and West Monroe has prevailed, and they prevailed in a big way here tonight at Rebel Stadium.
Impressive. You know, we saw West Monroe play so well in the first half last week when they came out 42-0 over Baker, coasted to a 42-22 victory. And then they came right back with another outstanding performance, really on, I thought, on field conditions because of the weather, the rain, that didn't benefit them. I know you have an advantage playing at home, but I really thought the wet field would benefit Midland Lee. But you got to get credit to Coach Chow's. This field, once the rain stopped, it really drained well. And while it was slippery early on, it's in fairly good shape right now, a lot better shape than we thought it would be.
Yeah, well, these coaches take care of this field in such a meticulous way, and you're right, it drained so well, it's suited for that because it rained extremely hard in the 30 minutes before the kickoff tonight.
But this was an entire football game that this Rebel team played tonight. They've been playing basically a half a game for the last 2 weeks, save the John Curtis game to start the season, and they really put together a fine football game, a fine 48 minutes tonight.
Well, we invite you to stay tuned for our post-game activities. We're going to have some happy coaches up here during the post-game, Don Shows and Jerry Arledge, and they should be because they have earned a big win tonight over a very formidable opponent, rated to be one of the best they've ever had to come in here to Rebel Stadium, and they have prevailed. You know, the hoopla surrounding this game kind of rivaled the game against Catholic back in the playoffs, the semifinals of '96. And certainly West Monroe dominated tonight, even a bigger way than they did back in that game against Catholic.
Well, you're right. They won that Catholic game 21-14, and this one just an absolute domination in the second half. What was the score? 17-8. They had that great reception, which I really thought stole some of the momentum. DeMario Taylor with that great touchdown reception at the end of the first half on 4th down and 11. That pushed the Rebels' lead to 17-8, and then in the second half they kicked off again. They kicked off to start the game. And they held Midland Lee 3 and out, took the ball, drove 46 yards or 56 yards and scored. And they just continued to dominate. And they had a chance, Frank, to score. They had the ball first down and 14, and they had all those penalties, and they didn't get in the end zone. And they had a chance to score another time here in the second half. So they really dominated things in the second half of play.
Great victory by the Rebels tonight. We invite you to stay tuned for the Don Show Show coming up next. The final score here at West Monroe Rebel Stadium is West Monroe 36 and Midland Lee 8. You're listening to West Monroe Football.